When we last left off, it was day 2 of Carnival in Middenheim. You guys, only day 2 out of 10.
I know. It's taking fucking forever. I keep telling Robin about this, and I'm like, it's only Tuesday. The fucking story.
I warned you. It's a very long, complex sequence. I mean, we're going through about a 24-hour period each game session, which in my mind is reasonable. But there's a lot of side threads and adventures and options and things like that. Plus, you guys are giving me endless options between all these different choices. So I got all sorts of content.
We're not getting any options. We're going to be here for a year.
We could be in Carnival literally for a real world calendar year at this rate.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, so we're going to be like soon, all of us in like our 50s,
if this
playing this fucking game.
If this was Pathfinder, this 1 week could be levels 1 through 20.
Oh my God.
At the level of detail we're going into with all these.
Okay,
I mean, number of sessions and everything. I can't leave you level 1 for the next 6 months.
Well, you can.
I could, and I would, but
Now here's what you got to do. You got to make it to where we get
a pencil of mine to legs. Oh, there it is.
okay. So, like I said, last time in the Carnival, you guys are on day 2. It is about, I believe, 7 o'clock at night. I think that was the time when the play was scheduled to start, or the opera. You guys have split up. Some of you have decided to go see the opera, The Barbarian of Vasil, at the newly constructed wooden stage out in the parks, and see all the events, see the wealthy people, talk to some people, taking a good show, a popular one from the current time period. The other half of the group have decided to place a mysterious package in the basement of said wooden structure, and then lose said package mysteriously before it, while hiding out across the town at your inn, such that you would not be implicated in any potential hazards, dangers, etc. The play has just started when I think there was some indication that, hey, we might need to go check things. Okay? Now, Matt disappears into the city. He has whatever plans he's going to do. I believe the other 4 of you and George were at the opera watching the show.
Yes, George and I were.
George, I know were.
He and I, we went with the Bugbear cask to go.
The Bugman cask, yes.
Yeah, Bugbear.
Right.
Bugman
You were going to try to find Wasserstein
Yep.
to give him some Bugmans.
Yep.
And the other 2 of you were just in the commoner section of the show, just watching. Was that the plan?
Yep.
I know some of you had the box seats, and some of you just had the general seats.
He was.
You didn't go?
I didn't go either.
Okay.
Me and him were
I had the box.
Okay, so
Because
you.
remember, I had the whole
Yeah,
like
he came
flesh
with us,
pig story.
Okay. Right. Yeah. You had a whole separate storyline.
Yeah, he was with us, so that was 3 of us.
Okay. So 3 of you are there, and the 3 of you are still at the tavern. Then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Okay.
he came running in
Yes.
saying, "Hey, I fucked up,"
Yes.
and
He
or
spilled-
no, it was Matt ran in.
Yeah.
Matt
And
Matt
said,
runs in,
"There's a
spills the
problem."
beans.
He ran off to go try to get through.
Okay. You were running off to the stage.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's about 30 minutes or so to get there. The show is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, as far as the overall opera. So by 9:30-ish, it's scheduled to be wrapping up.
Right.
Okay? It's 7 o'clock at this point.
The way I understood it was the timer was about half an hour, and we were half an hour away.
There's no timer as such.
Oh, I thought
There's no timer on the bomb. That would be far too advanced. Assuming it's a bomb, and I think that's the current theory.
Yeah.
It was some sort of gunpowder explosive type thing. The show is 2.5 hours, and the theory, as I understood it from the group, was something was scheduled to happen during the show, near the end of the show, whatever. Okay? Matt had gone back to the place trying to find the package, and it had been replaced. He came back to the group and showed off the barrel that he had claimed, and it was the wrong one. At which point, the three of you were starting to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? Now, Matt runs off to get his contacts.
Right.
He's doing his own thing at this stage because he's not here for today.
Yeah.
The three of you, like I said, you know in the distance, you hear the clocks chime, you believe the show has just begun. Okay? What would the three of you like to do in the meantime? Meanwhile, the three of them, you know, are at the show, and as far as you're aware, completely unaware of this side plot.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I think we should do. All right, hear me out,
Showing
Thad.
in the auditorium.
It's gonna be a
Thad,
great
stop.
show.
Thad.
I'm not there.
Stop.
You're at the tavern with them.
I specifically went and just sat in the seats.
Yeah, he wasn't with us. It was
Okay,
me,
you were at
him,
the
and-
auditorium. Okay,
It was
Okay.
Matt, Ben, and I.
okay. And did you have a ticket for that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I was given a ticket by.
Actually, I've already.
Okay. so you're just sitting there in the audience.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I thought we ended right as Matt showed up and explained what. had
Yes,
been going
Matt
on.
showed up, explained, and in the distance you heard the clock bells chime, indicating the show had started.
Okay, what are you doing? What do you want to do? Because I have an idea.
What's your idea? If not, then I'm gonna try and get over there as fast as I can for my weight and.
You know it's about a 30-minute hustle to get there.
Melt and get out. If it is a bomb.
That's effectively what I was gonna do. I think you and I should head over there, right, and get over there as quickly as we can, right?
For us, it'd probably be 40 minutes.
If we don't hustle, if we look normal, how
If you
long-
look normal, you'd estimate with the crowds probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Let's do that. Because if two heavily armored men, one of which is very much a Sigmarite priest, is running through, we're foreigners, all right.
Yeah.
If we go running through town towards something and something happens where we're running towards, it could implicate us. Understand? Because
Okay.
then the witnesses will be like, I saw those guys running over there and then it exploded. And we don't want to be that way. So let's mosey our way over there. And then when we get there, why don't we just watch, right? And we'll see if we can pick out the bad guys, right? We'll find a way to keep an eye on Milton, but let's look at the crowd and look for instigators, nefarious people, right? Spy versus spy.
Milton's
fine. He's always fine. He has a silver platter.
That's right.
I'm gonna
It
eat
can't
this
possibly
shit.
affect Milton.
When it's all said and done. Hey, I found Milton. Just a charred husk with a
Milton
fucking...
dies of silver poisoning. Just that's how I die. It's just green.
Okay.
Ugh.
So
Alright.
this was
That's
at...
your doom state. You've been trying to get yourself.
Which
to
location was
original
this
silver.
at? This was at...
Royal Gardens.
This was at the Royal Gardens?
Music.
Okay.
No, this is the Royal College of Music,
There's
right?
the Royal Gardens. Play a nice mediocre green.
No,
It's the
No, no.
barbarian
we're
show.
doing the
Yeah.
Barbarian one. That's at the Royal College. of Music.
Will and Tag, Light Singers.
Barbarian of his own.
Where?
Yeah,
Versailles.
the Royal College of Music.
Royal College.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were in the
And
Gardens. This
the
is their time.
Barbarian of Seville.
Mm-hmm.
Figaro.
Royal College of Mutant.
Mutants?
Mutants. Music. Royal College of Music.
Anything's better than fiddle.
Okay.
So
So, you guys are the three of you, I believe, had the box seats.
Yep.
Okay, and you're just in the crowd.
Yep.
So, first off, the three of you give me a perception check, and you can give me a perception check.
Hey,
Does not need to be blind necessarily.
he's down there. Let's see.
98.
We're not there.
98.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna actually use my dice.
Okay.
was perception.
Perception is I.
First, you have to make a perception check to find your perception skill.
2 have failed.
8. Yes, you have failed.
All right. Sweet.
You got it.
Okay.
I did get an
You have failed also.
I have a
I see.
Less
how-
than
It
101.
says
Okay.
private
So,
Oh, yeah.
for if anybody cares, you can use fortune points to re-roll.
I'm good.
I don't know how many you have.
77.
Yeah,
What?
I'll use mine today. Might as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a 97. So
Okay. Yeah, you're fine. So,
98.
looking around the place from your perch up at the box seats. Okay. Now the box seats are built so that they lean out slightly over the crowd. Okay, there's probably maybe 100 people in the crowd, but down below, various commoners and so forth. The riffraff of the city, as far as you're concerned. You spot in the crowd a familiar face with William's character. Okay, so you're aware that he's there. Obviously, you're aware of these two. He doesn't seem to spot you. He doesn't seem to be aware of your presence. Looking around at the other box seats, they are shadowed, given the lights of the stage and so forth. You can make out figures in them, and depending on how they're positioned, you might be able to make out who they are. Before the show, you see, this is on, what day is this on? Marktag?
Second day.
This is Abendtag. Abendtag, okay.
We'll know the days of the week.
So, on Abendtag, you recognize in a couple of different ones, box seats, there is Katarina Todbringer, the princess. Hildegard, who I believe is her chaperone. They have one of the seats. Goddard Wallenstein.
Nice.
And Karl-Heinz Vossmeyer.
I'm about to commit an Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, man.
It's not a good thing to say.
Okay.
Carl Heinz. Oh, one of the law lords that's against taxes. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
Vossmeyer is there sitting with Wallenstein.
Okay.
And then the princess is sitting alone except for her chaperone. Okay. You can make the general assumption that they have bodyguards, protection, etc. nearby, but not in the booth necessarily with them. There's no easy access, at least you can't just jump from balcony to balcony, obviously, but there's hallways around the back. If it's relevant, it's a good several minutes to get out of the building from your current position. Okay?
If I'm taking,
if you're taking the stairs.
Okay. Gotcha.
You get creative, we'll change the
All right,
time.
all right.
Okay? But especially with the crowd,
Yeah.
given the current, again, you guys are not aware of any
Right.
other side plots,
Yeah.
but just to give you a sense of potential doom,
Yeah.
the crowds and such, this is a traditional theater. It has one or two entrances. In the event of fire, etc., this could be pretty deadly.
Yeah.
Okay? For the general crowd. You covered with gunpowder wouldn't be great either.
Well, I left all my
Okay.
weapons because it was
Well, that would be uncouth, yeah. I
didn't.
get that.
Oh.
Okay.
I still have my gunpowder.
okay.
You still have your gunpowder?
Oh no.
Luckily, it's only one gun and one.
I didn't even think about it.
He'll only blow up a little bit.
Right.
Okay. So, promptly at 7 o'clock, the curtains part, the music starts up, and the opera begins. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to do during the show. Act 1 starts. The curtain rises to reveal the picturesque town of Vasile, where the locals are bustling with excitement. The story goes that the young nobleman, Lord Marco, is deeply in love with the beautiful Lady Isabella. However, Lady Isabella's wicked uncle, a Count Malvolio, has his own sinister plans. He intends to marry Isabella in order to steal the dowry left behind by her deceased father, a Lord Grimaldi. Okay? Over the next 45 minutes or so, the story progresses, gives the basic plot, the background, and so forth. Near the end of Act 1, it reaches the crescendo of that introduction, and you're introduced to a character by the name of Fig Arison, a brawny Northman from Nordland with a heart of gold. Fig has recently arrived in Vasile, and his jovial nature quickly endears him to the townspeople. Hearing of Marco's challenge, Fig offers his assistance in rescuing Isabella from the evil clutches of Count Malvolio. Okay? And after 40 minutes or so, there's a pause in the action as they change sceneries and everything, and there's about a 10 to 15 minute intermission.
Wonderful. So I'm hoping that this is the direction the wizard wanted to go.
He
Yes.
is going to join you eventually.
He's
Okay.
late.
He
Okay.
is currently practicing his musical skills at this point.
All right. So,
Do they have
He's
food
actually
you
in
can
the
order?
show.
What's that?
Do they have food to order?
Here at the show? No.
Well,
He's actually in the show. The wizard. He's the one with all the lighting.
so I'd like to take this cask on over to Wallenstein.
Okay.
Are you coming with me?
what are you taking?
The cask of Bugman's, because that's what he was looking for. That's the reason the wizard brought this gift. So,
Yep,
it's,
I'll come.
so you can get some possible
Okay.
information maybe
Nope.
in the short amount of intermission.
I can look at it.
Okay. So you guys are going to go try to make an introduction to Wallenstein?
Correct.
Okay. Meanwhile, Thad, you and Ben have arrived outside the theater. Doors are closed. There's a couple of, I would call them guards, but they're more ushers outside, just preventing other people from going into the place.
Century.
Not sentries. They're ushers. There are watch and so forth around. And over on the side, you see a collection of fancy coaches to take people after the show. Otherwise, you can hear singing and some music inside. You can't really hear it super clearly, but the show is obviously going, and you can hear occasionally a cheer rise up from the crowd that's in it. It definitely seems to be a very popular show.
Is there a paupers section?
No.
We should put a beat.
Is the ticket booth still open?
No. That's been closed. I'm sorry, correction. The ticket booth is open. They're selling tickets for the next shows over the next several days at this point. This show is, according to the attendant, she says, no, the show's closed per standard house rules. As soon as the show starts, they close the doors and they don't open again until the show's over.
He did say it was
Okay.
He did say it was a tent, right?
No, it's a wooden pavilion.
Wooden pavilion. Oh,
No, you're fine. You're totally fine.
I know what I talked about.
He was commenting to be stealthy for whatever he was going to
I
suggest.
have an idea.
Oh.
No, I have an idea.
Okay.
Fuck. You stupid illiterate ass.
I'm not by myself.
Oh. Fair.
What-
Okay, that's a fair point. Thank
Were
you.
you thinking of like sneaking in through the back door?
Yeah, you stupid illiterate.
I had this grand plan in my head,
He
and
does
then all of a
this.
sudden I looked over and realized you can't fucking read.
He does this. He looks at it and he goes, closes it, and then sticks it in his pocket.
I wrap a note around
I
an
can
arrow
read.
and shoot it through a window.
Well,
I go
George
to
Canoe.
him.
George Canoe.
I go
I could also read.
I go to one of the ushers. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry, it was a complete gut reaction. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm having given it more than one brain cell. I realize, yes, there's other people in
Good
it.
at drawing pictures.
Fuck me. I go to one of the ushers. I desperately need to get a message to my lord, and he is in there. Is there any way that I can write a note and have one of you deliver it to him?
Certainly, we can take a message.
Great.
He stands there expectantly.
Yeah, I dig into my pack and I pull out a quill and real quick.
Great.
I need to ask, do you have a quill and paper?
I do, but they're actually back in the room.
Here, you can borrow mine.
You seem to have forgotten your quill and paper.
Oh, I know. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I went, "God damn
You
it."
just open your bag and like, I forgot it. And then
I go up to the ticket booth and go, are they writing tickets or are they...
No, they have pre-produced ones that they're
Fine.
giving to people.
I'll look inside. I'll just walk up and stick my head into the booth and, like, is there a quill or pen or anything in there for them to make notes with? Or
Yeah, not within reach. I mean,
that's fine.
okay.
How much is your cheapest ticket for tomorrow?
Tickets for tomorrow? They are.
3 guns.
I believe they were 2 silver for the base ticket.
All right, 2 silver. I'll throw her 2 silver.
Okay.
Hand
Just
her
just
another-
for one or your companion.
Nope, just for me, real quick. I
Okay.
need paper. So,
She gives you a small ticket for tomorrow.
okay.
Gotta be small.
I'm gonna throw her an extra silver.
Fire.
Right.
incoming.
She dodges.
Look, can I see your pen, your quill,
Okay.
and
None of the ink though.
Okay.
Just looked at it.
Give me a, yeah.
You're gonna need another ticket.
You can use the
to
blank
get
side. The other side is covered with writing.
That makes sense.
Meanwhile, a couple of other guys line up behind you, waiting to buy their ticket.
Meteor strike.
I will literally give him a look and tell him to.
I don't know
Who's
what that
next?
means.
Of course, he's from Sigmar.
Like, out of game, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Means like get him off me.
What?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
They're not being rude per se. They're just a group of them making a bunch of noise, having fun with the carnival and everything. At this point, patient. Inside, you hear a loud cheer go up,
What is this,
and the music comes to a stop, and you hear murmurs of discussion and talk.
I thought you were saying boom, and I was like, oh, damn it.
Yay!
As the intermission begins at this point.
Yeah,
The intermission
we
just
watched
has a lot of
100 people.
fireworks.
Okay, I will.
Can't have
Fold the
anything
ticket.
nice in
Okay.
Detroit.
I will go over to one of the ushers,
Okay.
right, and I will give them a very good description of our party.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know who those are.
All right, I will throw him a silver.
Maybe you can just hand it to him.
He's just like,
He was raised in
I will hand
I
him
was
the
raised on
silver.
the street. We throw everything.
I'll hand the silver with
We've
this
been
and go.
our own food.
Okay.
Please deliver very rapidly.
Certainly.
Do not look, please.
Okay.
If you can even
He takes the note and the silver and goes in through the door. Another usher takes his spot. Inside, you can see people sort of milling about, and then they close the door up again.
That's fine.
Okay.
As soon as he gets in.
And I will calmly just stand there,
the best part is we
Waiting.
just left our
Okay.
seats.
right, because I
go
want
talk to
them to
Greenwald.
see us. All right.
Okay. So, meanwhile, you guys wander over during the intermission to Wasserstein's box.
Yep.
There is a couple of bodyguards just in the hallway. They're looking bored, really, looking around. I mean, everybody at this level of the theater is more higher end anyway, so they're not really expecting any trouble. But as you come up, they sort of look surprised that you stop at the booth rather than just keep on going. Says, yeah, well, state your business.
I set the cast down. I say, I have a gift for
Yeah.
Wallenstein.
Eru?
Eric Wallenstein.
Goddard Wallenstein from Ernum, the Wizard. I have a problem with names.
Have you been drinking tonight, sir?
I have. As a matter of fact, I've been drinking this podcast of Bugman's,
No, he is not.
and I was asked to deliver this to Mr. Wallenstein.
From inside, you hear a voice call out, It's okay, Hans. Let him in." And they pull the curtain open. Inside, you see the two people. What did I say it was?
You said it was Karl Heinz Westmeyer.
Yeah, Karl Heinz and Goddard are in there. Goddard looks up. He's dressed in his office robe and everything. Looks all fancy. The other guy is dressed in similar outfits and everything. They look at you and say, "I'm sorry. Do I know you?"
You may have noticed me at the Minotaur fights earlier today, because my battle is tomorrow. But you do know Ernum, the wizard, who was kind enough to tell me that you needed Bugman's, and he bought this cast and asked me to deliver it during the show to you.
And who's the other one?
My name's Hope.
Hope?
What?
Wait, that's your
Maybe
actual name?
That's about it.
He's an exquisite engineer. He's made some quite phenomenal pieces.
Interesting.
But
I don't see your merchant symbol.
I pull out my guild license.
Okay. Ah, no, an Empire one. Okay,
yeah,
that's okay.
He's making inquiries to possibly
Okay.
be here permanently,
Yeah.
obviously.
So, I appreciate the offering. Is there something I can assist you with?
I believe
Certainly, such a rich gift. I typically comes with a price.
intelligence.
What?
maybe?
What?
Just
Sure,
try-
I'll
He
make
looks
No,
dumbfounded
no,
at
not
him.
an intelligent roll. It was what we just talked about before we came over here. You know.
So
Yeah, so-
Wallenstein's the one talking to you. The other guy just sort of looking at you, just trying to figure out who you are and what you're doing here.
So, we are wondering if by any chance we could have a meeting or make up a meeting over a nice glass of Bugman's, possibly sometime this week during Carnival.
Can I? What about?
Just a meeting. I mean, we know we've seen your posters everywhere, and you seem like a fantastic type of guy. Your entire political party, your entire statement, we are astounded by how fantastic it is, and we'd love to sit down and have a conversation about your political.
Give me a charm roll.
You know what I love? You went from my name is Hope to epic grand speech.
Yes. He's incredibly intelligent, so I was hoping it works out.
Well, charm is not intelligence.
It is not.
It's fellowship.
Yeah. Thank goodness I have like 5 rerolls.
If you need pants charmed off, I am the guy to talk to.
Okay.
You don't need it.
Okay.
Alright.
So I'm sorry. What did you say you wish to speak about?
Oh, just about your political party and your politics in general, so we can spread the word about your greatness and your politics. That way, we can make sure the right people are in the right places, especially you, because
Okay. So you want to petition the Merchants Council?
sure. I mean, it's that would be something we discuss in the meeting. Ways to go about spreading the word of your party. And I could talk to the Engineers Guild as well, since I have close relations to them. And
Well, admittedly, the Merchants, the Engineering Guild works for me, so there's not really much need for that. You look like the three of you are foreigners. I gather from the Reich. Perhaps you're not aware of my station. I'm the Chancellor, and I'm sorry, I'm not the Chancellor. I am. He's not the Chancellor. He claims to be the Chancellor. No, he is the Chairman of the Commission on Commerce, Trade, and Taxation, and in charge of all of the city's merchants guilds. Okay, so I mean, he's more than interested, or more than willing to talk shop. Certainly, with such a generous gift. Unfortunately, the opera is about ready to start again. If you can stop at my office, I'm sure they can schedule a time, probably sometime after Carnival, given the activities this week.
awesome. I take out my writing kit and I'm like, where do you live? Where's your office? Sorry.
He gives you the address for his office.
I'll write that down. Like, all right, enjoy the show and
Okay.
enjoy your beer. Let's go.
Okay.
On the way out, I say, please be sure to come and watch me defeat the Minotaur tomorrow. I figure it's 1-1. I am going against Pansy, Hellraiser, trying to.
I've heard of such
Yes.
things. I wish you the best of luck.
Yes.
Perhaps it'll be beneficial to both of us.
Well, what
I
time do
feel
you
like
want us to meet you at your office? What would be the best time for you?
Well, you can speak to my assistant at the office, and they
Okay.
can check for availability of appointments.
Awesome.
Like as I said, my schedule for the next week or two is rather busy with Carnival. There's plenty of things going on, but
A man of your stamina is loaded.
we've seen the wonders of your city, and we're really excited to possibly become natives. I mean, become permanent residents. This is, I mean, to move here. It's so much nicer here.
All right. So, anyways,
okay.
we will see you tomorrow.
All right. Before the show starts.
So Karl Heinz nudges him, and you can hear down below. a trumpet sound indicating the show's about to get started again.
All right, we hustle back to our seats.
You guys head back there and find a slightly confused usher who's looking around and sees you and says, "Oh, there you are." Hands you a note and then leaves.
I was looking for pretzels.
Oh yeah. I'll be right back.
He hands you a note you can't read.
I study it intently.
He's literally holding it upside down.
Oh yes.
So the usher leaves and the show begins again.
All right. What's it say?
He shows you the note that you still can't read.
I'll wait till we get back to our box seats.
You're at your box seats.
Okay, and I'm gonna whisper it to him like.
There's
scream.
nobody else there except the three of you.
It says, "Be careful. A plot is afoot. Danger is imminent. F."
I immediately looked at my foot.
You wouldn't know that.
Traitorous bastard!
Does
You
this
would know
mean
something
anything
else.
to you?
So apparently Alavander von Maris has sent you a note.
I see.
Wow.
Time for the fancy F, right?
Wow. Maybe we should go talk to them about this.
This is well, the show's on. We'll have to wait. So keep an eye out.
So
This will
fancy, then.
make sure
Hmm?
we
So
don't.
fancy.
What do you mean?
No one else like sneaks up on us or anything. But other
Okay,
than
you
that,
said.
so I'll keep a half eye on the show and a half eye on like the
No,
entrance.
we
of
Okay.
the box,
write that down.
just in
Maybe.
case.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go hire one of those bodyguards to stand outside of Arthur.
I think they're busy.
I don't think they are. They're kind of sleepy.
Yeah, they aren't gonna walk away from that paycheck.
Okay.
I would
Outside the two of you, you hear a trumpet sound as the next stage of the show gets started. You guys want to do anything, or are you just otherwise waiting?
I'll find a bench to sit down at and like
Okay.
just maintain my stuff.
Is there a servant's entrance?
There's a stage entrance near the back, but that's currently closed at this point.
You'd be able to fill that in.
I mean, most people would just be sitting there, but
I'm reluctant to go there because I don't want people to associate us whatever shit is going to happen.
First off, second off, you're wearing your armor and your gear and everything, so you'd be very obvious.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking about that.
Right. I didn't know if your thought was, hey, I can sneak in as a servant. That's not happening.
But if I see,
You're just a secret den.
Well, that's what we got. You said
we got one after how you guys
we'll see. We'll see. We'll
Hey,
force
it's
our
a
way
good
in.
thing I'm here, so if we do get caught, I can give
Kill
you
'em.
evidence.
because they're going to take the board of two foreigners, one of which was
What?
like a
Not you, but more me.
diametrically
You're
opposed
a
religion.
I'm a retired soldier.
That's even
To be
worse. That's
correct.
like a samurai walking up to a knight and going.
The two of you give me a perception roll.
I'm sitting here just racking my brain.
I know.
This is such a bad situation.
It's a different empire.
No.
39. That's not going to be good.
Okay.
So
75.
93.
Okay. So is there anything you want to do, or just wait until the next intermission?
I'm going to chat up the two ushers. And
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Did you add 10 because of your inspiration?
Well, that'd be 103 then.
Okay.
Thank you, Thad.
Welcome.
Inspire.
I'm just gonna chat them up and try to be kind of charming, right?
Kinda
I don't
charming?
I don't want to turn it on.
Right.
Right.
Right. You're
But
just being polite.
yeah, and has there been any? I'm gonna grill them if there's been any security incidents, because we received intelligence through our spy network that there was going to be something happening here, and that's why I had to send that note to my master to.
Is that how you present it?
No,
We've heard it's intelligence through our spy network, Mr. Usher.
I know, I'm really struggling here. You know what? No,
Here's the note we got from F.
I'm just gonna chat him up and be familiar and just
Just talk to him.
keep an eye out. I'm gonna be talking to him, but I'm gonna be looking past him and stuff, and
Okay.
yeah,
There's two ushers standing at each of the two doors. They're large wooden door type stuff, closed up. Inside, you can hear the music of the show going on. It seems to be a popular place. Certainly a large crowd inside. He's polite. The ushers are polite. They're more than willing to talk to you about what your experience with the carnival is and so forth, and that sort of stuff. They don't have any particular interesting information. It's more of just general conversation.
Have you guys worked prior years of this carnival? Because this is a yearly thing, right?
It's a I think it's a 9-month sequence.
Oh, okay.
Not annual. It changes seasons frequently. They say, yeah, we've worked similar jobs to this. We tend to take some odd jobs with the council, with the College of Music, and help out with these sorts of things.
You guys, look, man, I came from the streets. I know what it's like. You guys, hungry or thirsty? You want me to grab you something to eat?
No, we're good for now. We got another good hour and a half or so, and then we'll be off duty.
All right. I hear they have some pretty good turkey legs. You sure?
It's the bread bowl I really go for.
Bread bowl.
Yep.
Where's that at?
They give you some place for it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it.
So
I'll just kind of chill, hang around, and go. Well, I wish I had made it through the opening doors, but oh well.
Yeah. No, they seem adamant about not opening the door to anybody else. Other than that, they are polite, but more focused on really keeping an eye on for any trouble, more than anything else.
I got a question.
Okay.
So, having been from the streets myself, usually when there's a place like this, there's some vantage point, either in a neighboring building or a tower nearby or something like that, where those of us less fortunate could catch a glimpse over a wall and watch the show from afar.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place around here like that, you?
The main auditorium of the College of Music has that option, but this is a temporary structure. There wasn't any design in the city for that.
Okay, fair enough.
This exists here for 10 days, then they tear it down.
I'll start looking around the roofs and stuff nearby.
This is by far the biggest one, especially in the park. There's no buildings
Not
nearby.
giving me anything yet, Sean.
I'm trying.
Fuck. All right.
Gotta wait. Big siege tower.
Yes.
Good. I'll be back in an hour.
In the meantime, let's build a tower. I approach the auditorium with a ladder. Nothing suspicious about that at all. Okay. Meanwhile, the three of you are sitting in the box seat while they're trying to figure out whatever a tactic they might want to do. Act 2 starts. The curtains rise up, and the second act unfolds in the magnificent Grimaldi Castle, where Count Malvolio has imprisoned Lady Isabella. Castle is a place of intrigue with hidden passages, secret doors, and an array of quirky servants who are secretly sympathetic to Marco's cause. In between catchy songs and comedic duets, Fig and Marco hatch a plan to rescue Isabella. Between Fig's strength and Marco's cunning, they outwit the Count's guards and free Isabella from her tower prison. As they make their escape, there's a hilarious chase scene with the Count and his bumbling henchmen in hot pursuit. The act ends 35 minutes or so later with them making their escape as the henchmen and Count fall down repeatedly.
Sounds like a school
Okay.
play.
Yeah. And then there's another 15-minute or so intermission. Go ahead and the three of you give me a perception check.
This thing's really good.
I don't have to make a perception check.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
138.
138. Okay. You see, the box seats are a little bit more active as far as people moving around, stretching their legs, and that sort of stuff. You spot a well-dressed lady who catches your attention because of the wide brim hat with a purple feather in it. who at one point gets up from one of the far box seats, glances down briefly into the auditorium, and then with the accompanied by two fairly burly-looking men, heads for the exit.
Should we go after them?
But he never described her to me.
He did not.
So
Oh,
I
but
actually
she's got
Sense
some feather.
and all the senses
Wow.
and stuff.
And I've got a purple scarf
Okay.
for that bought on the way. So
There's no sense of winds of magic per se, but you do get the sense of magical abilities from her. Now, several other people in the place you get similar, but
Witches everywhere.
just magical talent.
Is it
Like I said, witches.
No, it's not a witch.
It's just a bunch of elves.
Fireball.
So
That's the answer to
you
everything.
can see her heading towards the back stairs to leave. It looks like there's a few other of the commoners that are leaving. It's not unusual. Several people get up and they're done with the show at this point. It's getting close to 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I mean,
Maybe F knows something about the purple hand.
I will duly note the giant purple feather.
okay.
Only because of the whole purple everywhere
Mhm.
type of thing that we're trying to keep an eye out, but
Okay.
not running away at the moment.
So the two of you outside, give me a perception check.
Ooh.
I think this is the plot that is afoot.
Yeah, no.
Oh, wait, 97 is open ended, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So fine.
I got an 83.
As the second intermission begins, a couple of minutes later, one of the doors opens up, and a handful of locals leave the theater. They're notable, at least to you, in that they're all fairly sizable men. Maybe like stevedores or dock workers. Not dock workers because there's no docks here, but that sort of a build.
Okay.
Okay. Amongst the crowd, you see a particularly well-dressed woman wearing riding leathers and a purple feather and a wide-brimmed hat, accompanied by two large Northmen bodyguards that walks out. She glances in your direction but doesn't seem to really acknowledge you, and then heads over towards the coaches.
I'm sorry, quick question. Out game. Did you tell us about the person that
No.
you were chasing?
No,
Nope.
I've only told Matt.
We are aware of the
I'll tell him about what I see, assuming you come
Okay,
join
so
me on the bench.
he pauses to inform you as he points her out, and she's getting into a ritzy coach.
Is there
And
anything notable about the coach, like family markings?
no,
or
there's
like
no
that?
markings or anything like that on it. It does look high end,
Mhm.
and you spot the heraldry on it is that of the Graph.
Thank God we
Of
don't
the
have
graph?
that purple
Of the
photo.
graph.
The graph. Okay.
Yes. The bodyguards, accompaniers, or whatever, climb up, crack their whip, and the coach rolls off in the city, heading to the west.
Okay, I'll grab one of the troop, the ushers.
Ushers?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, who the hell was that?
That's Lady Heinfeld. She's a visiting dignitary from the north, personal guest of the Graph.
Lady Heinfeld. What's her claim to fame?
Oh, I don't know. She's a noble woman from the north.
Interesting. Those some big dudes with her.
They grow big in Nordland.
Apparently. So these are like.
They ate the Graph cereal.
So Middenheim. What are the people like in Middenheim? I thought we were. in-
Middenheim are big guys.
Yeah.
Nordland is like the Northmen, like the Viking.
Right. I thought that's what Middenheim were.
Middenheim are larger because it's more of a cold area.
Yeah.
Nordland is more extreme.
Okay. Fair enough. Huh. Interesting.
Those are
Wonder why she would leave midway through the performance.
I don't know
I'm
who.
just putting that out there to kind
Yeah.
of.
Who knows what these wealthy people do?
Where would somebody like that be staying in the city?
I have no idea. Probably one of the fancier taverns or hotels.
I'm just surprised that she took a coach for in the city. Why not just walk? Noble people, I swear, I will never understand them. And I
Yeah.
just kind of leave that laying there, and I walk out. And
Okay.
it's weird.
Okay. Did you guys want to do anything else during the intermission?
And then he goes back to his rope.
No, I'm keeping an eye out for anything strange. I mean, her leaving is the purple part is odd, but
Okay.
her leaving's not all that odd, right? I mean, you said
A
other
few other people are leaving. No, nobody
Right.
notable per
Maybe.
se.
I like the show, but
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
not for
you
everyone.
haven't seen anybody else coming in,
Yeah.
but that's not unusual with a stage production.
right.
People leaving partway through the show is personal preference. So
I'm gonna look up at the boxes. It's,
at the boxes.
yeah, even if I can't see them, I just would take note of their existence and the people inside them.
Yeah, I mean, you see some shadowy figures up in each of them. You can't really make out any of them from the ground floor.
Yeah.
So, okay. So 10, 15 minutes or so go by, and there's another trumpet as Act 3 begins for the conclusion of the play, of the opera. This will go for another 30 to 45 minutes or so before the show ends. So, you guys take your seats, and in the final act, the action moves to the town square of Vasil, where the townspeople, who have come to adore Fig and support Marco's love for Isabella, stage a grand masquerade ball to distract Count Mavallo.
Ben, look at your phone.
Okay?
I don't have my phone.
Well, that's why you can't look at it. The festivities are filled with colorful costumes, lively dances, and witty exchanges between characters, all wearing masquerade masks as they dance around, sing, etc. In the climactic confrontation, Fig, Marco, and Isabella confront Count Mavallo and reveal his treacherous intentions to the entire town. They do not ignite lightsabers, no.
The Phantom Menace.
The Count is ultimately foiled, and Lady Isabella's dowry is saved. The opera ends in a joyous note as the townspeople celebrate love, friendship, and the triumph of good over evil. And then the curtain closes.
Ooh, great. Yeah.
There's cheers and applause and so forth, and various flowers and so forth thrown at the stage. And after 30 minutes or so, the place slowly empties out.
I'd like to
That was great.
leave in the same general direction that the Hildegard and Katerina were.
Okay.
I figure if we're all in the box seats, we all kind of leave. The same
Yeah, they're
direction.
out. They look like they're heading downstairs to talk to the actors.
Okay, I will attempt to follow.
Okay.
I mean, do I see like we knew they probably had bodyguards.
The-
Like you can see them now.
There are a pair of bodyguards with them keeping their distance. The biggest threat, honestly, seems to be the chaperone, an older lady who is very adamant and glaring at pretty much anybody who comes within arm's reach of the princess. The bodyguards are there more for muscle if necessary. But the princess goes and starts talking to some of the actors, and particularly interested in talking to the actor that played Fig. Starts talking to him, and the chaperone is like right over her shoulder, just sort of looking down her nose at the actor and so forth. You can see her talking and asking about the show and the production, and very curious about the overall thing.
So I will, as we walk past, at a kind of like a louder than normal conversation.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say disparaging things about Pavarotti.
Alright.
Okay.
Who's Pavarotti?
The
Who's Pavarotti?
yeah, he's the court physician,
Oh,
but he
Okay.
does not like Hildegard because she won't let him near him. So I'm
Okay.
saying she doesn't like him already.
So
Chaperone.
Pavarotti. Give me just a second.
well, you're gonna get executed.
What a quack!
They kill you.
Well, and
Yeah,
I
I
want
also
more.
have a quick
He
question.
immediately.
I jump
we
off the
hear the
box.
trumpet of the third act starting?
Yes.
Do we know that this is the
Never even
final
saw it
act?
coming.
Yes.
Okay. If you're okay with it, I'll just want to have my stuff ready because the
Just in
explosion
case.
the explosion hasn't happened yet, so I'm going
Correct.
to guess it's going to happen sometime during the third act. So
Okay.
I'll have all my stuff ready.
Oh god. It's all figurative, isn't it?
Okay. The princess
Yes.
catches your statements and looks back at you. The three of you give me a perception roll.
Ooh.
Intuition works.
She's pulling her gun, just like there's a difference.
Yeah, I grant that.
So
You got
we're
done
intuition then.
cool.
104.
That was close.
Okay. Her expression seems to indicate she's offended by your statements. Okay. Hildegard.
Is either one of them a spellcaster?
No.
Okay.
Hildegard.
It's a fireball.
You get. She does. It's very hard to read her reaction, but you get the faintest sense of a smirk or a smile. Okay.
I see her try to make enough eye contact, and I nod like this as I continue walking on.
Yeah. Her expression is more of a you better not get too close. But as you're making your comments walking by, you see just the barest movement of a smile as she seems to agree with what you're saying.
Ooh.
That's when he walks in, it's just like,
Okay?
A little family drama.
You just had a drama.
Alright. And we
Head out?
walk out. Yeah.
Or is there something else you want to do?
Want to try to find Wallenstein to
We should
say?
probably find an F.
Wait a minute. Do you want to try to find Wallenstein on the way?
Yeah.
On
What?
the way out and
I
see-
mean, Wallenstein and Wassmeyer are both still here. They're currently over on the side talking and discussing the play.
George, you want to see if you
Ultimately,
can-
it was just to get a meeting so all of us could meet him, and then we could like either say you're a cultist.
You could stab him.
That way, we could either pretend we're in the cult or like accuse him of being in the cult.
Right.
See if he makes a mistake.
Well,
type
you want
thing.
to want to talk to him and try to get the appointment moved up.
I think we should just do exactly what he said. Come back and go to his office tomorrow.
I'm going to attempt to go make a
Go talk to him.
personal appointment with him, not an official one.
Okay.
no,
So-
And if
is
he's
the
tough-
group hanging out by the stage?
In that common area in front of the stage, yes. All the commoners, almost all of them have vacated at this point.
Seeing them, presumably, I'm going to go meet up with
Come
her.
with me while he distracts
Yeah.
him.
With
Talk
who?
to the lawman.
Specifically with
He's
Andy
the only,
Okay.
He's the only one that doesn't
and
agree with the taxes. He's the one that keeps voting against them.
because he's with them,
Like kind of like his.
and I'll be like, "What are you guys doing here?"
Why would I want to know why?
Yeah, they're apparently the two of them are off on the side whispering and talking, but you walk up to them without any difficulty. You said you wanted to go talk to Wallenstein?
Yeah,
He
I
says-
want to try to
You too.
figure out a
What are you
personal,
guys doing?
Okay.
like a
You-
personal meeting.
You walk up into the box.
Now you walk over to him and says,
No,
Erdem, was it?
We were exiting.
Yeah.
No, we went back
Welcome,
into the
welcome.
box. That's what it was.
Thank you very much for the gift. It was very much appreciated.
He just said,
Um,
"These are all hanging
Made the third act a little bit more bearable.
And followed down.
Yeah.
So, such commoner entertainment is really not my thing, but I understand why most of the people enjoy it.
Yeah, I think my colleagues misunderstood what the goal of the meeting. That we were thinking more of just a personal meetup somewhere, so we can discuss future exploits and stuff like that.
Well, yes,
regarding
your companion commented he wanted to discuss trade arrangements and petition for some engineering licenses. So such official business would have to go through my office.
Well, I guess. I guess you were mistaken then, because he did not mean to do that.
Okay. Is there another matter you wish to speak about?
It was a more personal meeting
Okay.
for during the carnival to discuss future exploits and stuff like that.
Right. I understand that, but you'd have to give me some information. I'm rather busy for the next several days with the carnival. There's plenty of merchant things to do with all the different events and the taxes coming up. That those are due at the beginning of the year, and there's bound to be problems as a result of it. So, I mean, somebody of your influence and means, I'm certainly willing to speak, but you'll have to give me some agenda that we would be discussing.
I guess the local taxes.
Okay.
Since you're busy with that, we can maybe
Sure.
assist with such matters.
Sure. You wish to help us with the tax collections?
Sure.
Okay. We can certainly do that. As I told your companion, stop by my assistant tomorrow. I will let him know that you'll be arriving, and we can set up an appointment for, shall we say, the day after tomorrow in the morning. My understanding is your other companion is competing in the Minotaur fight,
Yeah.
so hopefully he will only need a day to recover.
Hopefully.
So, meanwhile, Karl Heinz has excused himself. He looks like he's leaving. If you care to speak to him,
I would like to follow him as
like follow him, or just go talk to him.
To speak with him as we walk out.
Okay.
Gosh, I can't remember for that.
Karl Heinz.
Lord Westmeyer.
Yes.
I've heard, as I've traversed the city in the last week, that you seem to be the only law lord adamantly against the taxes, and obviously being an outsider of no magical means or religious means, one way or another, the taxes aren't, and not being a dwarf, the taxes don't affect me quite as harshly. But I was wondering the reason for your stance.
Well, I think they're completely unnecessary. The city has always done well, and certainly with Carnival will bring in plenty of money. There's no reason to take any perceived exploitation of the masses. But unfortunately, I've been overruled by the other law lords. As per our policy, it's a simple majority passes the will of the graph.
Yeah, gotcha.
I've spoken out numerous times publicly against the taxes, and I've tried to sway their decisions, but neither of the other two are willing to budge.
Well, I keep hearing it's to fund the protection of the city, which I would understand, but I don't see much need for that. It seems like even with the carnival,
We are in alignment.
Do either of the other law lords waver one way or another at all, or do they tend to all just they have no set reason of why the taxes should continue?
No, I mean, they each have their reasons. I mean, politics being what they are, I can't necessarily trust all of them and what their motivations might be, but both of the other two law lords have been very adamant and very vocal about their support for the taxes. Unless their opinions can be changed, I am very concerned about disruptions, riots, and other problems. I feel that these taxes are going to lead to more problems than they could possibly solve.
Would one be better to attempt to speak to change their mind than the other, or they both just seem so adamant?
Well, as an outsider, I don't know what sway you might have. I mean, the law lords are elected officials; they have their own positions and so forth. Short of a convening of the council and a revote, there's no changes that are going to happen before the new year. The taxes and everything are locked in. But if you can arrange a meeting with them, then by all means, you're free to try to change their opinion. I have tried over the last month unsuccessfully.
Sometimes it takes a view from the outside
But you are
to,
not Milton.
to bring it, but Milton's not anything.
Milton's not a diplomat.
I don't know.
Yes, but you are not.
Well, thank you for your time. I do
Okay.
appreciate it, and for your insight into the taxes.
Okay. And so he excuses himself and leaves.
Find the other two, and
Okay. So they fill you in on what information they have. Meanwhile, he's approached you, and I think he wanted to fill you in on some information.
What are you guys doing here?
watching the show, greasing palms, good times. What are you doing here?
Watching the show, greasing palms, having good times.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Simple.
Mutual gains.
Yeah.
Lots of greasy palms here.
Try.
Hildegard does not approve.
Try.
Have you seen anyone of purple stature?
I do. He's got a glove, and I've got my neckerchief that I bought, my scarf.
Purple hat.
Purple hat? No, I haven't seen anybody with a purple hat.
You should totally get purple hat.
That's a good idea.
Purple hat, purple feather, maybe?
I've seen a purple feather.
You're
Absolutely.
Have you?
Yeah. She's a looker, man.
She was a rather attractive lady, yes.
I thought about following her out because, I mean, it's me. But we were busy trying to speak to Wallenstein
And arguably, it is his last night alive.
good. I'll have purple hands crushed.
Where was she sitting?
That point, not over to it. I said, but she left early on. Like she's a big dudes that don't wear clothes that fit them. Like why you wear clothes
A
that
whole
don't
bunch
fit?
of mediums.
Like that shirt. Like come on. I mean,
What is the
you
80s?
just-
They were dressed well,
just-
but undersized.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean
Yeah.
the tuxedo
Should-
shirt they
should
had
say-
was obviously
Right.
tight on them.
that guy-
Mom.
Never understand Northerners.
Yeah. If you're not gonna look good, then what's the point? So. Yeah, she left early on. I think after after second act, I think. Or she walked towards the exit. I haven't seen her again though.
No, you.
Okay.
Well, good to know.
Is that girlfriend, son?
Technically, as I have said, she's yours.
Just my girlfriend? Wait a minute, I got a girlfriend? Oh, good lord.
You'll have to act like it.
Wait a minute, like who'd you tell this was my girlfriend? I'm confused now. Wait a minute.
Yeah, well,
Some
dog.
elementary school drama.
Hey, you remember that group I told you about?
Yeah.
I got stuck in a situation with a couple of them due to our recent
Mulder.
He's jealous.
fight, and I had to give them an excuse.
An excuse of what?
I got them off your back.
Oh, well, alright then. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have wasted such time trying to keep out, but I got a feeling that, I said I got a note from...
There was a small group of them that were against what I had told them to do. So still keep an eye out, but
Which was what that you told them to do.
told them to go kill her.
And why would you tell her to go kill a woman, just a random woman with a purple hat? That's his girlfriend.
If she has,
That's my girlfriend. That's what he said.
I'm doing our group a favor. I mean,
Our group a favor?
weren't we supposed to be hunting down people with purple?
No, we weren't supposed to hunt down and kill them.
Anybody who has purple, we must
Hold on,
murder.
wait a minute. We gave Speedy a purple scarf. I'm wearing a purple scarf. Are you got them killing anybody in
A
purple?
purple feather.
Did he have a purple feather?
Admit. Wait, are you out here?
Carlton.
Yeah,
There's a purple glove.
it was purple glove.
He
Yeah.
did a purple.
He went the Prince route.
Okay. I just want to make sure the poor kid
Have
didn't
you
just get
guys? Have you
slaughtered.
guys came outside at this point?
So I think your negotiations could use a little help. Not from me, mind you, but maybe from now on you take somebody with you to do non-murderous negotiations, and that's coming from me.
I had been.
You've been taking somebody with you?
Think of it as a scapegoat.
Oh.
You didn't like that, did you?
Well,
But
So-
he has his own issues.
so why did you choose her?
Yeah.
Right, the smell.
Prior experiences.
Prior experience?
I knew her before.
Now look at him.
So this had nothing to do with me. This is you getting revenge on an ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. Sort.
Okay. All right, I understand that. That makes total sense. You would have told me that right off the bat. She broke my heart. She needs to die. I'm with you.
All right.
All right.
Got to break her heart.
Yep.
I'm so confused.
As it's removed from her chest.
I'm so confused how it's your girlfriend. too.
Right.
Yeah.
Very confused on the story here.
But she's still alive. Like, I thought you sent these guys to kill her. They just care about what they do. I don't have to worry about them then, even if they were
Yes.
after me.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
As far as I've seen, they failed to do their job in numerous situations.
All right.
Maybe the secret assassin, like, terrorist plot wasn't the best plot for Thad. Just dropping that on you because he is just playing like a retard.
So I point out this fancy note that we got on the back of this ticket
From F,
from F.
it also qualifies as a ticket for tomorrow's show.
Oh, sweet.
Can I see the note? Saying it's not.
You would
appropriate.
know about the note.
No, I wouldn't.
No, he wasn't out there with you. He was inside watching the show.
Yeah, he was in the comedy section. They were in the upper class.
He's gonna erase all the scribbles he made on it.
I was
Right.
drawing in the back of
That's
the
all right.
ticket.
It looks like a ticket. We show it to him. We show it to him. We don't give it.
Yeah, it's a volcano show tomorrow because there's a volcano.
Okay.
You guys are still inside the.
Yeah,
Okay.
they haven't left yet.
There's some block that's afoot.
That's the next part.
And I'm
No,
now
no,
concentrating on everyone's feet.
Okay.
Just to,
Well, F is obviously
Relax,
Franz.
man.
the plot's afoot.
F is obviously Franz, but I would listen to this just in case something does happen and
Frank.
maybe
Is
get out of
anyone
here.
wearing purple shoes?
Get out of here. Get back to the Templar's
You wear
Arms.
purple.
Quick.
Sure.
He
What's
said
the
not
show
afoot,
tomorrow
afoot.
called?
What?
What's the show tomorrow called
The show tomorrow?
that he bought a ticket
Andy.
for?
That would be.
The Dwarven Valley Choir.
You bought tickets. to
Dwarven Valley
Dwarven
Choir. Mantine Bard and Poet.
So tomorrow, today is Abendtag. Tomorrow is Marktag.
Yes.
The same show is playing on Marktag.
So Barbarians of Vissel or whatever.
Yep.
That's you.
Oh, don't know how to spell
It plays pretty much every day for most of the carnival.
He's
ILLE.
actually creating the ticket on the back of that.
Okay. One ticket.
Yes. We so we got this note from
Yep.
F and
Yep.
So we
So at this point, the ushers are coming in saying, "Hey, it's time to leave. You're like one of the last couple of people here, and they're looking to clean out the trash and everything else that everybody has just left there,
all right.
because that's what you do in the theater."
Wander out the front.
Okay, so you guys wander out. You see fairly easily the two of them standing there observing the entrance.
I'm still sitting on a bench.
Yes,
If there is a bench.
observing the entrance.
Okay.
You meet up with Frederick,
Ah,
and
yes. Oh, you were coming to the show. I thought you were staying behind at the.
But I was just gonna let them keep going.
I didn't know we were. Didn't know you were meeting us here. I thought you were.
No.
they didn't want to have any involvement.
Right.
Any idea who F is?
So, it's you. He's with them now, right?
Yeah, all of you are together at this point outside the stage.
Okay.
I go,
So-
hey, we got this note. And I
Okay.
hand it to him.
The elf came back to us at the. You know what? Let's go for a walk.
Okay.
Let's not do this here.
All right.
Okay.
We headed back to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You going to discuss on your way, or are you going to wait till you get back to the Templar's Arms?
I'll wait till we get back.
Okay.
But I'm gonna walk behind him.
On me?
No.
Behind
Like
him.
that.
Okay.
And just make sure that he's walking in front of me.
Okay. So it's maybe 10:30 or so by the time you guys make it back to the tavern. In the distance, you see a bright light show. Starts around 10 o'clock or so. By the time you guys get back to the tavern, unless there's something else anybody else wants to do.
Oh my gosh.
See if anyone's following.
It's a bright
Okay.
light show, huh?
Give
It
me
knows the
a, I
Yeah.
believe,
Well, I
a
wanted to go
perception
do-
check. Hidden GM. Or
Okay.
blind GM, I guess.
We're like, oh, what a beater.
Dusty road. I should have taken a coach.
Right.
I was mostly thinking about this, like you mentioned.
Okay. And what information are you going to share with them? Or you wait until you get back to the tavern?
I'll wait till we get back to the tavern.
You get there are times when people seem to be heading the same direction, but you don't get the sense that anybody's specifically watching or keeping an eye on you. Although here and there, people seem to take extra interest in Milton.
Fancy.
Mhm.
It's like a purple scarf.
I'll just stay near Milton.
Okay. Once or twice, somebody comes up to you and says, "You're Milton, right? You're fighting in the pits."
Oh, I will be winning in the pits.
Excellent. I got 4-to-1 odds on you, man. I put my whole life savings down.
Oh,
For me.
Of course.
Yes, exactly.
Oh
Exactly how
my
it should
gosh.
be. It's ridiculous to think some animal will defeat me.
I'm counting on it. This is going to change my life, man.
That's right.
To the guy who does that,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna hand him a silver and be like, put another silver down on him.
Certainly, sir.
Depending on what his life savings was, he might just triple his life savings. Anyway. There's your 4-to-1.
No, quadruple.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yes, the word on the street is your odds seem to have improved based on the recent event with the Minotaur and the human.
See, that's all it takes.
Dr. Wells fell down the stairs and he's been out of class.
This is
like
gonna
3
be-
days.
So embarrassing if he like one-shots your ass.
I've got one fortune point at least.
Believe me, it's going to be embarrassing if he one-shots the Minotaur.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Just nipple. Unscrew his belly button, his arms pop off.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
He
great.
finds the weakness.
That's right.
You find the tickle
It's
point.
the screw holding them together.
So, you guys make it back to the Templar's Arms.
Yep.
According to the wizard, assuming you share it, nobody seems to be following or observing you otherwise.
Good.
And you guys assume you either find a quiet table in the corner
Yeah.
where you guys can all
And I'll
sit.
convey this little brain-dead plot. As far
Okay,
as
you'll
I
have to be
understand.
specific on that. Because I'm aware of a few brain dead plots at this point.
Well, I'll tell them about how. Okay, so the elves came back in the hissy, carrying what we thought was a keg of either flammable or explosive materials, and him and the Ulrichian were tasked with planting it under the stage. Our elven friend had a change of mind, and it was implied through their instruction set that this stuff was going to go al fuego and potentially kill a lot of people. So me and him rushed off to try to be ready in case something happened. I wanted to stop the plot, but then I thought about it at first, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to be implicated in this at all.
The light show was at the
He's
Royal
into some
College
nefarious shit that we need to
of
figure out.
Okay. Yeah, he keeps telling me about
Royal College
some
of
terrorist group, but in all reality,
Music,
I think
You
it's
guys were
some
at-
group of friends that have just gone off the
which
rails.
actually is the same
I
thing.
don't think they're dangerous at all.
It's the Royal
He's
College
actually-
of Music is a
he
larger
said
area.
set
This
him
would have
off
been
to
at the
go kill
main
some woman.
auditorium for it.
And let me tell you, while she's a looker, she seems like a relatively easy target. And these
Yeah,
guys
yeah, it was
can't
a
take
scheduled
down-
event.
It's
It's not an explosion in the
some
city
lady
or
with
anything if that's what you're
purple
thinking about.
feather in
I
her
was
hat.
thinking about they
We saw her leave.
Yeah.
a carry off to the
You think she's an easy target? She's got like half a dozen dudes.
Well, we've destroyed half a dozen dudes. So I mean, really.
Killed more than a dozen.
Right.
You should have seen what I
So,
did
so
earlier
an easy
today.
target for us. But if he's got multiple people that are like searching this person out, I mean, if any one of them was competent,
Well,
Yeah, it's
in
there's
their
a
defense,
there's a light show basically every night,
it
just
takes a lot
an
to
end
take
of the
on
carnival
6
day
straight guys.
fireworks
Takes a
sort
lot
of thing,
people, there's a lot of risk involved.
where they do
Because they're
magical
trying to sit
shows,
on the slot.
and then
Well,
on
that's
the
what I'm
last
saying.
day
If
of the
he's sneaking
carnival
through a window or something like that,
is
you
when
don't
they
gotta
do
worry
a
about
big
body
finale
True.
type
I
thing,
don't sneak.
and that's the one that's on the calendar. That's the light singers.
Yeah, okay. High school.
So,
Up motor incoming. Jealous.
so what's your girlfriend's name, man?
Heinfeld.
Heinfeld.
That was your girlfriend.
Listen, I ain't bought her no gifts. Haven't got an anniversary date. So, in all reality, this group is real. Your buddies is a real threat.
Yeah.
They are. So, like, is there a way to know who they are? Like, what, or are they just everyday Bobs wandering around?
Now we gotta kill Bob's.
In all fairness,
Anyone named Bob?
I honestly,
So they're your buddies in your group.
they're not. They're just members of. There's no marking.
There's no marking.
No specific marking that can easily be found. I should restate.
Well, I found the purple hand markings. I mean, it took a little digging with my rapier, but I'm sure I can find if they got what kind of markings do they have.
I don't. The only one I've seen was on the back of one's shoulder.
What is it?
It's a brand.
Can you describe that? I just at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You described it.
I'll
Just-
describe
Yeah, it's a symbol of Ulrich.
and it's on just the generic symbol.
It's a
of,
symbol of Ulrich with a clenched fist.
Okay.
And we've
And it-
only
which-
been in this town for like 2 or 3 days, right?
Actually, more like a week.
Yeah. We had the 5 week.
You guys had a week before the festival started.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to the bar.
Now, give me a insight roll,
Insight.
or use. You commented earlier there was insight,
Intuition.
intuition. There you go.
Okay.
Close enough.
Yeah, starts with
Just
an
a,
I.
just a straight stat roll.
Yes,
Well, no,
Oh.
intuition's a skill.
intuition's a skill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have
Oh,
10 points in it.
You get that 10-point bonus.
98.
Let's see.
In spirit.
206.
I rolled a
God.
one.
Wait,
I saw that.
Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Intuition?
So
Oh, card.
You got a one.
yeah, you guys all.
137.
Most of you recognize the symbol he describes
Right.
that you've seen here and there around town, as you thought it was just like street graffiti on buildings, alleyways, things like that. You didn't really make much note of it because it wasn't like out in the open. But you recognize that symbol as having seen it a few places around town. It seems to be a relatively common indicator in town.
I'll take the moment to go over to the bar to refill my mug.
Mhm.
Right. And then as I'm walking by, I'll just kind of like that to him.
I honestly started with me a bit.
Okay.
Right? Because I want to see these braided. And it should still be fresh.
Oh, to him?
Yeah.
Give me a fortitude save. Endurance.
Okay.
Just a jovial little tap on the back as I'm walking past. And
118.
Okay. Yeah. No, he doesn't seem to react.
Right, I've been,
like
I've
you
been
son of a
secretly
bitch. You lucky son of a
Andy,
bitch.
Andy,
I dig it.
I have like
And
65. I have like
imagine if
66
I
skill.
have been whispering to my
I'm in
father
nerds.
that I've actually been called cold.
Help?
Yeah.
Okay.
The burn that I got is the
Well, burn
Entry
it for
Sigmar
size,
of
obviously.
Kohler.
Yeah, obviously.
He obviously listened to the story.
He did.
Gotta add some dramatic.
Not sure where the
effect.
volcano came from, but.
Well, they had to go on an adventure to get to the castle, obviously.
Oh, okay.
We just heard the beginning and the end.
Yeah, they filled it in. That was the
Yeah, I
narrator.
filled in with the ticket.
Okay.
What's wrong with you, dog?
He's jealous of Scully.
I have
Well,
some.
King will
Robin
get
looked at
attention.
me last night. I wish we had Sean's house.
Why?
Just the layout's better.
So.
I mean, it's a lot less square footage, but ours is so.
Yes, but it takes forever
Land.
to get from down here to the front door. It takes forever.
Theirs is worse.
Yep.
Takes just as long to get from down here to the front door or from upstairs to the front door.
Oh, man.
Takes no time to
Yeah,
get
I
from
love
our-
having not a basement
Yeah.
or an upstairs.
I know. Anyways, so what do you guys do?
Do you think that the group, your group, is such a threat that we need to go handle it and remove the threat, or are they now focused on her, and you're okay with her being the brunt of whatever they do?
100%.
So they're 100% off from me.
Not entirely.
To go. Well, no, you gotta give them yeah,
Did you do the dishes? Yes, all of them. Well, I left a few plates.
You just described every goddamn day of my life.
The water got cold. So then why shouldn't we go clean house on these heretics?
I think we're
I'm
losing
ready.
track of the goal why we came here.
Because
You're gonna
Yeah.
die anyway tomorrow.
No. Listen, the
But-
bullies do
Gotta-
their job anyway.
But we gotta figure out this whole cult thing because if you remember with the notes, we're on a timer till the end of the festival.
They're working on. The cult itself is working for me in order to track down some cultists.
So you're saying you're a cult leader now?
I'm not saying I'm a cult leader. I'm saying I have
So
fire
you're a cult
leaders.
So that group,
Yeah,
that
technically
group is,
you're a cult leader.
that group is trying to find what cultists then. If they're cultists,
Keep the cult leader in.
what
I
are
knew it when I said it.
who do you have them looking for if they're the cult?
Her and whoever links that she's attached to.
But do they understand?
What cult? I need to know specifically. Like I understand your group. We all now understand who that group is, huh?
Her land.
Okay, that's it. Okay, cool. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't like the purple hand either. I'm cool with that. Okay, I'll let you if as long as they aren't. So now, last question about this. Last
So many
question.
questions.
If it came down to
Deborah Ross.
me underneath the knife of your friends there,
That's not gonna happen.
if it were to happen, what side would you stand on? And I'm watching this. I don't know, perception, whatever you want. I want to see. I want to honesty check. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Intuition.
Intuition?
That's entirely up to my sword and whatever my sword guides.
Right.
Is this a magic sword? I said one more question, but is this a magic sword? Does it control you?
When he says that, pull out my Warhammer.
18. Yeah.
Set it on the table.
Okay.
How's your day been?
Intuition. 67.
Yeah, he seems non-committal to the fate of your life.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now,
Mind you, we've
I
only
will.
known this dude like 2 weeks.
I will protect him.
Maybe 3.
Yeah,
As he
not
points
very
up to-
long.
As in Matt.
I know. I'm just playing.
The empty chair.
protect-
He will,
yeah.
he will protect the
He'll
empty
protect-
chair.
Not a human. You'll
You ration.
I'll protect the one who has fought with me.
Now you're
for
thinking like the Sons of Ulrich.
years.
Yeah. It's doing kinda like.
I'll protect the one who fought with me for a year.
So,
rather than the one who's fought with
say,
me.
all right.
Maybe we're
Um,
like a Sons of Reichling club.
Okay.
I will.
Two bread to shoulder, not official.
I will order drinks and I'm gonna sit back for a while and
Ponder.
wait. Ponder tomorrow,
Okay.
and then wait until everybody else adjourns, and if it's him and
Oh, for the record, I'm gonna retrieve my sword.
just not him. Wait for him.
At the quickest chance I get.
Oh, from your room?
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy enough.
So when he goes up to his room to go
Mhm.
do that,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, anybody getting a weird feeling?
Nope.
Like,
So the way I see it is, we have an Orokian cultist who
I'm to find a new tavern.
Every old Ricky.
I think he infiltrated.
Every
the
old
cultists.
Ricky
I
was a
give him the benefit of
cultist.
the doubt there because he's using
I have a
them.
Sigmar
to hunt down- And I understand the competition
Cultist is
between
actually good term.
That's
your
the
religion
term
and
of
theirs,
religion.
Is some
but he's using them to hunt
guides
down
cults.
the purple hand, which is what we're
Sorry?
here for anyway.
For the record, this
Well, let's
sort
look at it from
my
a practical
character's
standpoint.
thought
It's just
process
received a
right now
negative
is this sort of some
connotation.
guy
Yeah.
Ulrich's will, like it will
We've been
heat
through a
up
lot.
if
We have
No,
And
it
My
will.
character-
Well, that's fine if that's what your
If
if
intent
it's
is.
blessed by Ulrich, then
only
Sure.
if you had to.
I'll-
have my character serve as
That's
he's
fine.
being non-committal about choosing between his terrorist cult and you.
Yeah. But I've got you guys that surround me.
Why would we continue to
I
allow
think
that?
it's the other way around.
No, your fire shield helps me all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just gonna fire shield in the middle of the
Only
group.
when you
Why
can
would you
correctly
let-
identify which spells.
That continues to exist within our group.
Because I see the good in people. Because there's always money to be made,
Too much
which is probably the most real.
So you're saying you see the gold lining in everyone.
There we are. I don't see a silver lining. I see a gold lining in every situation. And this has the possibility of some heavy gold lining.
What?
Well, the connections alone, especially to the other side, we're going to get better deals. I mean, at least while we're in the city.
Sure. My question is, how many targets can you have on your back at one time?
I've had nothing but
At
targets.
least 3.
I have the coat of many targets.
He could probably afford a few more.
I'm telling you right now, if it was up to me, I'd go up there and smash his fucking skull in right now.
Right, but you see, like I said, I don't think he's a cultist. I think he attempted to infiltrate the cultists and didn't have.
Everyone's a cultist if you believe in a religion.
But I don't.
Okay, then you're not a cultist. He's a cultist. Of some
Actually, I have a
kind.
great video to show you about that.
Well,
About
there you
how-
go.
Even non-religious people have a religion, and it's not necessarily in a holy stance, but it's still a religion. It would still,
Hey.
you'd still fall into that category. Anyway,
Video, you said?
Video?
What is this?
it's this magic at the tablet that you see moving pictures on.
What is this video you mean?
Yeah. I just watched it yesterday, and I was like, oh shit.
I think there's benefits because if nothing else, it may flush out the purple hand,
Okay.
which is I think is while we're in the city, I think it's.
You
still,
see him returning to the table with his
Yeah.
sword.
with his sword.
Yes, he went upstairs to get his sword.
I drink with my left hand and I cross my hand like
At
this.
that point, I literally stand up with my warhammer.
No.
Is
Doesn't
there
have-
a fucking problem?
Doesn't have it drawn. He just comes back with his sword.
Yeah.
Their daggers.
He just
That's fine.
He didn't have it when he went to the show.
I'm gonna find a different table.
They're all occupied.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find a new group.
So
There's plenty of other groups, but
I'm just gonna take a
I,
seat at the table and
okay.
start drinking.
well, I do need to go back to the room, and because tomorrow I can't carry any of my stuff into battle with me
Mm-hmm.
at all. Can't take my armor with me into battle at all.
Give me your guns.
I asked these two and him, the older groups.
I don't know who he's referring to. He's just waving his hand.
Yeah.
The longer term strangers.
Yeah, the longer term strangers up to the room.
Okay.
So I will tomorrow's adventure seems to be a possibly good one. But there is a possibility that this could go awry.
First raid the verdict with the Minotaur fight.
Just a nice
So-
wake up to the day. Oh, one of our long-term companions just got mauled to death.
I'm gonna give some of you guys some things of mine that if the worst should happen, then you sell them, do whatever you feel is best. If you want to keep them for sentimental value, whatever. But that way,
You guys immediately we'd be
Gold is far more sentimental.
yeah, but tomorrow, there's gold involved. But tomorrow, if everything goes well, I would appreciate these items in return. Okay? Yeah, sounds good.
You're out of luck.
Yeah. Okay, so
We sold it before you went into the pit.
What I
I didn't think you would survive.
What I know is I think you got hit a little bit too hard while you're in the pit. I think you're forgetting some things.
Yeah, I
you're,
think
you're a
that-
sailor. I could swim.
You had no belongings.
Yeah, I thought
You're
you
a
were
rat
poor.
cat.
I
Yeah, you
immediately-
forgot you're poor.
I give I give Ernum 4 daggers.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've been holding daggers.
He's been holding out on you, man.
And I give you
Fireball.
the group gold remaining of 26.
Oh, that's it?
Well, that's after I took the whole first money he gave and put back into the group.
Oh my
He
god.
was that broke.
Yeah, as a group, we were that broke.
Broke, says the fortune in our pockets.
I forgive your debt. The remaining gold that you are
What
owed.
if he lives? It comes back.
You know,
Return that becomes
yeah.
You were back in debt.
In the morning, Frederick gets out to run an errand.
That's not motivation for me.
He's over there loading up the Minotaur with drugs. Just, here's it all.
Oh my god.
That sounds like a pain.
And I tell you to be sure to let our engineer know that his debt is forgiven as well.
Okay.
I saw you got your engineer's license, Johnny.
You didn't say anything.
I won't remember anything. And then I give you.
have an engineer.
Oh my gun.
Yes.
Give me your
And
bandolier so I can wear them.
well, I can't wear any of that.
Holy shit.
Well, I'm not
My,
I'm dead serious, because that way if I'm on this, oh shit! Because
My
I can
armor?
shoot it now.
my
Wait, do you
blunderbuss.
actually have black
You have
powder
skill?
still?
Yeah.
Your blunderbuss? Oh my god, so much
My
weight.
armor. Yeah, there's a lot of weight. It can stay in. I mean, I don't care. It can stay wherever. It can
Really?
stay
You might be at
wherever.
negative
What?
2.
So you got
movement.
5
Just
guns.
become a turret that just
5
sits there.
pistols.
Okay.
The blunderbuss.
Mm-hmm.
I have one pistol.
The
You got that repeating pistol.
uh,
I got a stab.
Oh,
I don't have
37
a
gold,
pistol.
10 silver.
That's too expensive.
I got a walking stick.
Okay.
that's actually my old money. That's all I had left.
I got a
Um,
magic sword.
That's crazy.
No magic sword. It's a high quality rapier. Because they're gonna provide me a fellowship when I go in, right?
Mhm.
Right.
What does
Um,
a hunter get agility?
My level 13 armor.
What does
I
a
think,
hunter
yeah.
get agility?
My picture book and my little doll that I snatched up from my hometown. Yeah, I've been carrying that. It's still in there.
magical.
No.
This
Okay.
This is a dirty ass doll. And a picture book that says, it was for Apple.
Is there a
Could you imagine if that thing was fucking like horrifically cursed?
Can't detect curses.
It's where my soul resides,
Yeah.
friend.
Oh, specifically, I can't.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
I can't die as long as this stays well. You're over here going.
You're out there fighting the Minotaur, bending your arms.
Make it more
Um,
interesting. Magic is influencing
and
the fighter.
Bet as you see fit. For or against.
With your money?
I wouldn't spend it all. You're probably gonna need some of
But
it.
do you want me to put money down on you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 4-to-1 odds at this point. If I win, I mean that's bank. So minimum of 10.
Okay.
Gold?
Huh?
What?
Yes, I gave him money,
What's
but I
funny?
just told him some
What?
of it to
What's
bet.
funny?
The interaction.
Oh, to bet. That's
Yeah.
what you meant. Oh, yeah. No, haven't got to that yet.
And then you get the stick.
Ben, you've done a great job protecting me, and I appreciate it.
Firm handshake.
Yep. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Be a manly handshake.
I have nothing that you would innately use.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Probably.
My buckler. I hand him a tiny shield. For all the time you've shielded me from danger.
That's right.
You're probably gonna need
He just
that.
hangs it like a badge because he's so big. and he's so
He
little.
hangs it off the front of his shield as
It's like
decoration.
it's what's his name? Flavor Flav's clock.
Oh,
around his
jeez.
neck.
You're
Yeah,
probably
boy.
gonna need this though.
No. They provide me with a shield in battle as well, and it's gonna be a full shield, not a buckler. I need the actual
Power shield.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
I
this
don't
is
get a
from
tower
my
shield.
training days as a
Fuck
guard.
it, man.
Okay.
You have to use their equipment. That's,
Yep,
that's
and you
dirty.
can't wear armor.
That's so dirty.
So, that is everything. So I will. How much gold did I give you?
That's Mortar's.
37 gold, 10 silver.
Okay. Yep.
That's Mortar's.
That's right.
Yeah, you just gotta
I-
have it.
Obviously, he likes that more because he got 37 gold plus all the guns.
You got 4 knives.
Well, he's the one I chose to hang on to the stuff.
Yeah, you can't use gold.
I also wonder how
Maybe
much
he
money
thinks that the
get.
priest is more trustworthy. Oh shit, he almost pulled the other chair.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
well,
having
did you get
disposed
me
of all
for
your
all the-
equipment,
Disposed all my equipment.
okay.
I explained tomorrow's going to be an amazing fight, and I have actually hired a manservant to assist me because I want you in the stands to make sure there's no shenanigans or tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Tomfoolery.
Now we have to worry about
No
Tom.
shenanigans.
Shut up, British.
That's another NPC.
That's
Now we
right.
have to
Yes,
worry about Tom.
tomfoolery. Yes, and shenanigans. He's a
So
goblin.
shenanigans
He's a
again.
goblin.
Okay.
Shenanigans is a goblin.
So as far as schedule, your fight is scheduled to happen at noon.
Yep.
You are eligible to show up as early as 11 a.m. to get ready. Okay. The only other events going on are at 11 a.m. is the next round of the Challenge to the Graphs Champion, as well as at noon the Great Park opens up for the Festival of Ales.
Are you willing to let me have some of your bug mints? Just a flask worth? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Might possibly need that if I see Hellraiser ahead of time.
Okay. Is there any other preparations you guys wish to do tonight before the assassins kill you in your room?
Yeah, the quarter.
That's my so I'm still worried about Sasha. Like every time he's like, now I'm looking for Sasha, and I wake up.
Are we
Sasha's
sharing the same room?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you give me
Wait,
all your shit and go
yeah.
to bed with bare
With
ass
nothing.
naked?
Dad, I
Yeah.
have a quick question. So, if it's 4 against 1, does that mean if we bet from Milton, we'll get 4 times our gold?
Yes.
Where's your
If
I
you
win.
bet for Milton to win, and Milton wins, if you put 10 gold in, you get your 10 gold back plus another 40.
What if we vote for the Minotaur?
If you vote for the Minotaur to win, and you bet 10 gold, you get your 10 gold back plus 2.5.
And I don't care one way or another.
The crowd
If you bet, if you don't, like, I don't care.
the crowd is viewing, the crowd and the stadium and the bookies are viewing Milton as most likely getting killed.
Not
Do you have
even
a
saved
plan?
by the bullies, just killed.
Yes, I'm.
He's gonna win.
amazing. He's gonna touch me
Of course,
to,
my lord.
to hurt me. I mean, really, has anybody really hit me at all?
Yeah.
Ever?
I did.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, but I shot you in the face, so it's okay.
But fair enough, that balanced out.
Okay,
I hit you
so
pretty fucking hard.
you guys get a good night's rest, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
In the morning, no, you don't. You're gonna keep watch over him.
I wake up, he's
Helmet on and everything. To sleep well.
be safe, little one.
You keep him awake all night.
I won't go to sleep until I know somebody else is going to sleep.
Oh, he's in a different room. You know he's gone to his room.
Is the elf in my room stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I want to sleep?
Okay.
Wish I had that staff.
So
I'm pretty sure I'm in a room by myself.
I told you get creative. There's ways to use these useless magic items.
I know
Have to break
the
the door
elf's
to get
plan
in.
was to compete for the elf bow. Is that, are we going to bypass that, or is he still going to get the
Well,
does that continue all week?
that continues all week. He can go anytime. The archery tournament isn't until 2. At which point your fight will be long over.
I thought my fight started at 4.
Noon.
Yeah, and you're not gonna be fighting for 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Noon on Mark Dog.
It's at 4, so cool. Noon,
Um,
no,
day-
it's fine.
Day 3. Yeah.
No, it says Minotaur fight 4 to 5
They've always
p.m.
done
Is there such thing as a...
Which is fine. I mean, I'm cool with it being. I just didn't want to bypass that part.
Oh,
of the
you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
the fire breathers
Mark-
are new to me.
Mark Dog at Barnabout Stadium is the Minotaur fight.
No,
The fire
I think it was
breathings
something
of
like
fire breathers of Carrollburg are at noon.
What kind of potion you can take?
I just saw the Barnabas State. I didn't. I assumed there was the only event because that's the only one that's really important.
Yeah, right. Fire breathers.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll go back to the handle Matt's
There might be
competition if you
Okay.
decide to do it that day.
Cool. Okay.
Like,
I
you
will.
probably put a regeneration spell on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a
that's-
nice big hearty
Well,
breakfast.
yeah, but
Okay.
I will.
There's no like temp.
I will pat my compadres on the
Okay.
shoulder and tell them I'm headed to prepare.
Okay. Well, you can't do anything there until 3.
Oh, so okay. You said
Yeah.
10, so
I
know why.
right,
I know
right,
why
that's
now.
why.
Okay, it makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah. Okay. So I'll hang out with them until I'll go get. I'm not gonna drink, but I'm cool with going to the. You guys want to go watch the Grabs champion?
Yeah, sure. I'll leave my cup, mini cups that I've acquired
Okay.
at the room, and
How are you going?
I'm going in full battle rattle.
Okay.
I'm gonna go retrieve my armor.
Yep. You retrieve your armor.
Feel awfully light. Did Carlton come
Yeah,
back?
he checks back in.
All right.
Does he have the banner?
He has
Oh,
a
okay.
banner. Yes.
The big golden
Yes.
banner, the one.
Yep.
Design, nice.
He's walking around with it, showing you off,
All right.
getting everybody's attention.
I leave the blunderbusses back at the room, but I do have his banner of pistols.
That was
Okay.
my old character.
So
Did they get the
Isaac
arcane
Banner.
markings on the banner correct?
My old character.
Yes,
Adam
pretty
was my
close.
first character, Isaac
What
was
about-
the second.
Barakaj.
Argos.
Yeah.
I was a dwarf.
That was one of my recruits.
Oh, okay, never
And
mind.
then Dimzon.
I don't
That was
remember
also one of my recruits.
Okay. So Square Marshals, day 3, which is Marktag. Okay.
They probably.
So obviously, the competition is between Dieter and the would-be challenger. R. Ulrich, the head of the Church of Ulrich, is there, as is Kirsten Young and Sasha Rothbard.
Sasha, all right. At least this time I won't. For the dude.
They are all in attendance. Dieter goes and competes. Seems to be moving a little slower today. Almost stiff as far as his movements and everything. But the fight goes pretty much as you would expect. And after a good 10 minutes or so, dispatches the challenger. To great fanfare and so forth. So far, no. It takes his time, makes a show of it. I mean, it's an hour-long event, so there's speeches and things like that. He has to fill the time somehow.
Playing.
Give me a perception check for everybody that's in attendance. I know you were getting your armor and your stuff. I think everybody else is there.
I got a 1.
that's what I rolled like.
Nice. I mean, that's a 1, right?
Yeah,
Is that
that's a
perception?
one.
Not a 100.
That's the one. That's the
132.
same thing I did.
132.
We
Relax. I
both
can look
rolled
for
ones.
you.
How? What are the fucking odds?
Relax. I could look for you.
1 in 400.
I got an 82.
Nice. Good job.
Okay. So, I get
I overcast.
you overcast.
Overguy's
Blows
perception.
himself
He
up.
rapes his eyeball out, sets it on fire, and throws it.
That'd be horrifying.
That would be.
Kind of awesome.
That's next level.
Okay.
Nice. 2d10.
See what you did here.
During the fight, there's a point where the challenger manages to get a solid strike or two against the champion, who, like I said, seems to be moving a little bit slower today. You notice a momentary glance of concern from Kirsten.
Who's Kirsten?
Kirsten Young.
Oh.
Oh, they did a word.
Oh.
Okay. The other ones are curious and entertained by the fight,
The one who-
but nothing else particular of note. Is there anybody that you wish to interact with after the fight?
I'll go walk up to the champion.
Okay. He seems a little winded, a little bit out of breath,
Mm-hmm.
but seems happy enough to have won the fight. He says,
So, I'm
greetings
gonna-
again.
Greetings.
You-
I'm a little
you-
concerned for your safety, my man. You look like you're getting a little
I was
weak.
I was toying with him. It's best to continue on. There hasn't been really that very many challengers, and the competition goes for the rest of the carnival. So I really would like to get somebody of some quality.
Now, having watched the fight,
Mhm.
would I consider myself a better fighter than the guy that challenged him?
Yes. Would you consider yourself up to the standards of the court champion?
Probably not.
Possibly.
Possibly.
I mean, in his prime, absolutely not. At his older age, possibly.
Interesting. Well, I think you, my good sir, I think you should probably take the evening and relax. Maybe get the court physician to get you some tending to.
Oh,
What was the court physician's name? What was his name?
Luigi Pavarotti.
Luigi Pavarotti?
Uh-huh.
You know, I was hanging out with Pavarotti yesterday. He seemed quite the capable fellow. Maybe talk to him this evening and see if he can get you a nice balm or something. I know what achy joints feel like. I'm not as young as... Because my guy's like 31. So... I know what achy joints...
This guy's in the 50s.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But still, I'm still a warrior's life. I know what a warrior's life does to a man's body, so...
No, I don't really think I should bother Luigi. I've heard some stories that his science is a bit questionable. I
His
prefer
technique in other areas is too.
I prefer to take my time, just the way I always have. I'll be fine by morning.
Alright. Do you mind if I give a prayer for you? Prayer to Sigmar?
No, feel free.
I would
All
like
right.
to use my lore anatomy,
Uh huh.
and I want to see if he's got good health or if there's something ailing him.
Okay, give me a roll.
While he does that, I'm gonna legit give the man
A blessing,
a blessing of
Sigmar.
Sigmar,
Okay.
like a prayer of toughness.
Okay.
See if maybe that helps.
Okay. You don't sense anything
problem.
other than age catching up with him.
Okay.
He seems fit and athletic, but like I said, he's in his early 50s. For a court champion, who from popular word or from rumor is fundamentally only really active during the week of Carnival, he's kind of over the hill at this point. He's aging. And naturally he's going to get outclassed at some point in the next few years, if not during the carnival. But you don't sense any overall illness or anything like that. Anything that stands out.
Well, I successfully casted a prayer on him
Okay.
of strength, and I'll tell him to take a hot bath or something. And I'll walk
Okay.
away. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
He's doing this every day, right?
He's doing this every day for the duration of carnival.
You know, a friend Milton over there, a mutual, he's fighting Razor Death or whatever the hell that Minotaur's name is later today.
Hellraiser?
Hellraiser, yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, well, I wish you luck. Perhaps you should give him your prayer instead.
I'll be fine.
I
by
plan on
morning.
it,
I'll
but
be fine by morning.
do you have any
Everyone will be in
man of
morning.
such experience? Do you have any pointers for him that might help? Any weak spots on a Minotaur that?
There are no weak spots on the Minotaur. From what I've heard, I don't really have a whole lot of normal experience.
I figured
I
as
mean,
much.
it-
I mean, and I just kind of point to my shoulder. We do, but that was one hell of a fight.
I'd be very interested in any pointers you or your friend might have, assuming he survives.
Numbers. That is what did it for us. Numbers and the guidance of Sigmar.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the fight is solitary, and the use of magic is specifically disallowed.
No. The reason you won that last fight was fire.
We'll,
I point over to him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what
You know, if you're looking for a solid
you have your
challenger,
fire spells.
right there, he's a good solid challenge.
If he wishes to pick up the sword and challenge, he's welcome. All within the city are allowed to for the duration of Carnival.
Do you think it was worth your life to become the champion?
Well, certainly. I've known great many things. I'm a good friend of the Graph. I get to live in the palace.
do you get to be armored when you fight him?
The champion? Yes.
If I do, when I do defeat the Minotaur, said I'll have 2 more days.
A few more than that.
Unlike you've got 1 day. You recover the next day. I'll probably need 2. It's gonna be a long day. I don't get armor this afternoon, obviously.
Sure.
But I may return to attempt this other feat to add another under my belt. And I'm
Okay.
excited to possibly face you.
If you feel you're up to it, certainly if you could take on a Minotaur, you stand a decent chance. I encourage anybody who can fight honorably to take up the mantle, and perhaps you can become the champion of the Graph and serve a distinguished career.
So you're friends with the Graph.
Well,
You said
certainly.
personal friends with the Graph.
Well, yes, I'm his personal champion.
Well, I understand, but not everybody who's within a court is on speaking terms. There's some nobility who are just stuck up ass snobs, and
not the Graph.
Well, I'm genuinely worried about the Graph and his family.
What?
We're here on official business from the church. We may not seem like it, but we are.
From the Church of Ulrich?
No, the Church of Sigma. And at this point, I kind of bring it down. Right?
Okay.
I'm like, look, we're trying to root out a cultist group that's infiltrated basically every city we've come across. And we're starting to get the feeling with our investigation that maybe some of the tendrils of this cultist behavior has wormed its way into the court. So we're not making accusations. Please don't take it as that. But I want you to be on the lookout for it so you can protect the craft, right? Anything.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Purple Hand?
No.
Okay, there a chaos cult has been around the city. We have 100%. I understand. This is a test.
I know.
Where if you've noticed anybody who has a purple tattoo of a hand or any insignia like that, keep an eye on them. Please let me know, or just let me know.
The remains of Milton.
Yeah, I made the gesture again. I realized you're gonna be dead in a couple hours, and I'm gonna never mind.
He's
Just
at my gravestone.
let me know, okay?
That's an interesting theory, but no, I have no familiar with any such chaos involvement or whatever. I certainly have not seen anybody that has that sort of tattoo or marking.
That's fine.
And
well, obviously they're hiding it, right?
Yeah.
But if you see anything like that, anything nefarious or looks odd out of place, investigate. Please.
okay, well, I'll certainly let the marshals know to be on the lookout for such things,
You
and
seem
I'll
like
stay
an honorable
I'll
man,
stay close
so-
to the Graph in case.
Excellent, excellent. And keep an eye on that court physician. He's a squirrely one. I don't. He likes his hedonistic desires a little too much.
Perhaps. I do suspect he's using his position as physician to Stefan to further his own goals, such dishonorable purposes, and to use others to gain further advancement.
Doesn't everybody in the court do that though?
Yes, but the others are local.
That's right. He is a foreigner, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's
Now
got a
keep
nice
an eye on
bankroll,
him.
though.
Well, good luck, and hopefully you'll get to fight Milton tomorrow. You want me to put any money down on him?
No, I don't get involved in such things.
Well, I've seen him fight. I think he has a fair chance.
Well, is Sasha still on the grounds?
Yeah, he's over talking with the other nobles.
We'll go stand a general distance away.
Okay.
Obviously, so in his eye line, so he can see me.
Okay.
And I'll just wait patiently
Okay.
until they kind of disassemble. I'm not gonna go interrupt nobles.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay. You're trying to get his attention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not screaming Sasha
see
this
if
time.
anyone comes up to me and like starts asking me, have we
I'm
been
trying to,
told what type of ailment
like kickstart
ails
a
the
fire.
Well, I'm
the
wearing my
grandson
purple
of
scarf that we bought.
the
so I'm
garage?
not
The only thing you know is the word on the street is he's sickly and particularly thin and always has been, and he doesn't have a lot of physical presence compared to everybody else. You don't know anything more specific than that.
That's fine. I'll have to ask the physician about that.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not
he's
for the
willing
party.
Yeah, but do we have
to share.
No.
Because
We have all
he
such
might have
trivialities.
pneumonia and
He might.
lack of oxygen to the hand.
Okay. After a little bit, the conversation breaks up or whatever. Sasha catches your eye and sort of looks at you.
I slowly approach.
Okay.
My hands out.
Okay.
Take my scarf and throw it over my shoulder.
He seems to maintain sort of a natural combat stance, just standing casually.
Great.
He says, "Greetings. You are Milton, I hear.
I am, and first.
I've heard a few things around town about you.
I said, all good.
Various reports.
Yeah.
I like to keep my ear to the ground to listen in on things.
I've noticed that you have an air about you that says you know things. I wanted to apologize for my outburst yesterday at the Minotaur pits. Screaming your name is obviously nothing. I'm such a fan of the weapon that you carry. I have a lowly version of this great piece that you use, and I was absolutely stunned by it. And instead of climbing into the box that would have immediately got me executed, I tried to get your attention in the worst possible way, and I wanted to apologize. Are you going to attend the Minotaur fight today? To watch me succeed where
No,
others have failed?
no, I have other tasks I must attend to.
Well, when I complete that, I feel like I may be
Dead?
as about no, absolutely not. No, I may take a slight injury or two, but I will very heartedly heal and be ready. And I do love your city.
Hope is a strong thing.
It is. He is the strongest guy I know.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. It's about time.
The connection that you have to the royal family, I don't know exactly. Are you a royal yourself? And I do apologize for not knowing your background.
No, I'm
No.
I'm a retainer for the house.
I only wonder because I've spent years trying to bypass or go past the glass ceiling that I'm stuck under. I've wanted
That's an admirable goal. I don't see really the value of it.
but I also have an extreme affinity for money. And
Yes.
I am pulled in both directions. While I know the royalty can accumulate large quantities of money, there are so many other ways that are acceptable.
Give me an intuition roll
Ooh, come
or
on,
insight roll,
you
whatever the eye is.
Intuition.
Okay.
I already used my reroll. 93.
93?
We're going to do the fight in a little bit, and you've already used your reroll.
I still have my full point to negate a hit.
Good lord.
Not a
man.
reroll. I don't need rerolls. I'm gonna hit him 100 times in a minute.
Okay.
I got all my resolve, whatever.
So I'm putting the money down on the Minotaur.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
He
So
did not sound
93.
confident.
93. Okay.
And I'm hoping that at some point to, if not enter the noble courts through nobility, through another means, and I was hoping for your possible assistance if I somehow manage this great feat.
I'd be curious to see your progress, and were you to succeed, perhaps we might do some business. Until then, I work for the house.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay,
That's all it is.
that's right.
Yep. And I will.
Okay. Meanwhile, while you guys are hanging around,
He stabbed me 11 times.
our Ulrich approaches you.
That 5,000.
Me?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Ulrich himself.
I stand as tall and as proud as I
What's
can,
up, homie?
and just I lock his ass when he walks up.
Yeah, this is a court
Okay.
priest, right?
Yeah, this is the high priest of the religion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of the Grand Theophilist.
Yes.
Ulrich.
I literally just standing there like,
Yeah. He glances over at your companion,
him?
nods approvingly.
Me?
No, him.
Oh.
Looks at you, sort of a little bit down his nose at you. So Sigmar has sent yet another agent to our city. Surely you're not up to any trouble.
I go where the trouble leads me.
In the theaters.
If there's trouble in your city, then maybe you should be doing something about it.
Oh, believe me, we are.
Oh no.
No taxation without representation.
I have a feeling I understand what you imply there.
That's surprising that Sigmarites would understand such details. But perhaps I'm surprised.
But the
I'm
insults fly.
glad to hear that you might be educational or able to be educated.
You'd be surprised.
As I said, I am surprised.
So, question for you. Question for you, sir. What happens when the war ends?
What war? There is no war.
You know there's a war. There's
There-
a war coming. If you don't want to call it a war right now, there's a war coming.
You speak
If
of
we
the
do not-
war
if our
in
nations-
Ostland?
If our nations do not get off this current path, there's going to be war. And obviously, Ulrich and Sigmar will be having to take sides in the conflict. And after that conflict ends, what happens at that point? I think cooler heads should
I
prevail.
guess it depends on if such a war with Altdorf were to come, then the decisions would come down to how quickly Altdorf surrenders.
My God. This guy's too smart.
Oh,
I'm
well.
surrounded.
No, it's the fucking arrogance of all NPCs.
And he's the head of the Ulrichian religion, which is heavily based in Middenheim.
Absolutely, I totally get where he's coming from. I totally get, and
Where'd that smash
That-
the head and
eventually Altdorf may surrender, but it'll be a bloody fight.
Certainly.
You willing to throw their
Many
lives?
many sad souls will no doubt be lost. But Middenheim will not start such a conflict. If Altdorf brings the war to our feet, we will crush them as we have in the past.
But don't you think that your actions, your Graf's actions of taxing the citizenry, is not causing the conflict to escalate? Just because you may not throw the first blow doesn't mean you didn't instigate the fight.
Okay, so let me get to. I can't find his
I gotta
details.
switch my other dialogue. Hold on.
No, I'm trying to make sure I get the details correct, as far as the information you're leading towards, which is fine.
Yeah, the way I understand it, is that the Middenheim started the taxation, and
How does this work?
Uh-huh.
the Reichland responded in kind.
No, Reichland didn't do anything.
I thought they were doing taxing on the borders.
There were Sigmarite people taxing everybody that were Ulrich worshippers.
But it wasn't.
There
state
was no
sanctioned.
official state
Well, I gotta
sanctioning.
go kill a whole bunch of people.
Well, you saw their piece of paper that they showed you.
Right.
That's
There
it.
has not been any formal announcement from Altdorf that any of you have heard of that such actions are legal or authorized. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay?
Well,
but
that's just more proof of the escalation that I'm trying to get at.
entirely. That's completely valid. Okay? And you have heard rumors on the street of worshippers of Ulrich doing the exact same to Sigmarites.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So there is an escalation at the border of military units, rogues, bandits, whatever, taking advantage of the situation. But the only official stance is Middenheim is taxing certain factions by word of the Graf and the Law Lords, and Ulrich is just the religious director.
Sure, and I get that, and I'm trying to get him. My point was, I'm trying to get him to understand that maybe cooler heads should prevail, and that since he's in a position of power within this local power structure, that he could talk down the Lord and the Lords, the Graf and the Lords. That was what I was trying to get at.
And I buy that. And what I'm trying to find is, of
I'm also trying
course,
to present the fact that the Sigmar and the Reichland will also beat him in the face with our Warhammers.
well, that he disagrees with. Because his stance is the Reichland is weak and Ulrich is right.
I don't disagree with him.
Good.
At least on the Reichland is weak.
And Ulrich is right.
It's corrupted as hell.
Okay.
I'll stop the conversation.
Okay.
You know, let's simplify this Minotaur fight. We could go back to that place that had the fresh baked bread and all
Power
sorts
behind
of
the throne.
other
There we
stuff.
go.
The bread bowls.
That
We
little
were
like
talking about
village,
bread bowls on the way in.
the little Druid village.
Yeah, we need to go.
It was peaceful.
We need the bread bowls.
Okay, so all
That's a fair
Ulrich.
point. I wouldn't mind going back there either.
Okay.
Just retire all the
So,
characters.
It's where you can bury me.
You won't last that long.
There won't be enough jelly left over.
Here's a
Um,
sack. This is what used to be. Why is it tripping? Because we've been traveling for a month and a half.
Yeah.
go.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'll have yours go.
That's right.
They just eat fortune.
He'd make a throne.
Huh?
He'd make
Okay.
a throne.
A throne out of his bones.
So his stance is
Skulls from
you
the
get the
Salt
sense that he is willing to stand up for the honor of Ulrich and the church.
Throne. Noble goal.
But you get the notable impression that he is against the taxes and current stance,
Right.
but can't come out verbally and say such things because that would be treason.
Treason.
I can say it.
You
I'll,
can, sure.
I'll be like, look, okay. I know the Grand Theogenist was here last week, correct?
A few weeks ago,
Yeah,
yes.
A few weeks ago. My goal here is to root out corruption that genuinely, I believe, spread from the Reichland. I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm not here to start a fight. I'm not here to start a war. My job is to do my job, and that is to stamp out corruption.
I would step on his toes because the plot is afoot.
Cut to us two games later, he starts the war.
It frustrates me because he doesn't understand why I worded it the way I did. Make jokes, but you gotta think a few steps ahead. What
Okay.
happened if somebody
Yeah,
had gotten that? Fuck,
The
anyway,
bullets are stepping through
So-
steps
Don't
ahead.
let him distract you.
That's why it's afoot.
There's no danger there.
Okay.
So.
I still continue. I still plan on. At this point, I'll change my tone from a conflictory tone to a more conciliatory
Okay.
type of tone. Go, look, I'm here to root out this corruption. I
Okay.
have a feeling this corruption has gotten quite deep within the city, and 100% believe it spread from Reichland. We've already had to dispatch quite a few individuals of various stations,
Okay.
if you get my meaning, and I will 100% keep you in the loop if that's what you would like.
Okay. Give me a a charm test.
Inspiration.
No. Well, that's up to him if he wants to use it.
Not a great roll, but I still have a good enough skill to make so. 89 plus 34.
Okay.
So 123.
133.
Add me
No,
by
yeah,
99.
123.
Okay.
It's less than
Um,
the inspiration.
I counted the inspiration.
so he is officially the court priest.
Right.
Okay. The policy of Graf Boris is specifically to carefully balance Ulrich and Sigmar in Middenheim
Uh-huh.
so that it doesn't cause further strife. Okay? And he acknowledges that. I mean, he's going to certainly stand up for his religion, but otherwise he doesn't have any desire to see war or conflict any more than anybody else does. However, he only has modest influence on the Graf, the equivalent of just a single vote. He is an elector and head of the second largest religion of the empire.
Mhm.
So there is issues. The Graf focuses more on mitigating it, and according to all Ulrich, is far more interested in avoiding conflict than
Right.
supporting the Church of Ulrich. Okay?
Okay, so this is his name is actually All Ulrich.
His position is
His
all
title is
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
His name is Jarek Valgir.
Jarek.
Jarek Valgir, but everybody calls him all Ulrich. That's
Okay.
his official title and his name as far as everybody's concerned. Okay?
Here's my hope. Baldir, whatever his name is, All Ulrich is
Yes,
then
that's it. That's his title, his name,
Right.
everything.
I don't want conflict. I understand what your position entails. I understand what the Grand Theogenist and I have communicated. He doesn't want conflict. So you won't see me escalate within your city or within your empire. You won't see me escalate any type of religious strife. But there's a third party that we have to be concerned about, and that is the influence of chaos. Correct?
Certainly. If you find any proof of such, then bring them to me, and I will deal with them accordingly. In the meantime, the only sign I have of chaos and disruption are these taxes that are unfair.
That would be that would be the type of nefarious shit that a chaos cultist would encourage, because
or
the
politicians.
strife or the yes, politicians are just as evil.
Okay.
Keep an eye out. Is all I'm
No.
saying. Please,
And-
you have access to areas that I don't have access to.
Well,
And
if you wish an introduction, those can be arranged.
I've met a few of the core members already.
Okay.
Through my travels through the city. The great advantage of having this festival is that the nobility has been mixing with the common folk, and
Yes.
some of our dirt is rubbing off on them.
According to him, he as far as the taxes, he's unhappy about the temple tax because it's going to build division. Because Sigmarites and even the Temple of Ulrich is being taxed. All the religions are being taxed.
Oh, wow.
God.
I didn't realize that.
The dwarf tax is socially divisive because the dwarves have been long-term
Short-sighted,
allies,
Short-sighted.
and the scroll tax will undermine the wizard colleges and cause division there.
Right.
I mean, he visibly, publicly, he supports the Graf's decisions and the law of the law lords. He's not very convincing in his statement. You see right through that when you're talking to him. That he says yes, the taxes are lawful, but you get the sense that what he's really saying is, yeah, these are stupid policies. I don't support them.
I get it.
Okay.
So
He is willing to offer you, as part of your investigation, an introduction, if desired, if needed, to certain elements of the government. He has access to it, and will do so
I already have it in on Poverati.
if he has such options and abilities. Okay, he seems supportive of your plot to figure out what's going on in the cultists, but his primary focus is figure out why these taxes are in place and what's going on.
What are your thoughts on Poverati?
On Pavarotti?
After having conversed with him, and from what rumor on the streets and everything, sounds like he's trying to move in on the and get a name inside the court and become a noble himself.
I try to avoid Pavarotti, but in truth, myself and the other priests attempted to treat Baron Stefan for months and years without success.
What is his affliction? Because I can't find the truth. I keep asking.
He's
nobody really
unwilling
knows.
to go into that level of detail on the royal family.
Could I get an introduction to the son?
I can check into that and see if such could be arranged.
Without Pavarotti around?
Probably not.
I'm friendly with Pavarotti.
Pavarotti, according to him, has made progress, and the Baron is doing better, which is something that he and his priests, he admits, were not able to do. So there is benefits. However, Luigi's fairly shameless appetites can bring negative to the house.
Yeah.
And carry their own drawbacks with Middenheim.
I have seen him firsthand. I understand what you're saying. He is a disgusting individual.
Personally, I try to avoid him.
So you think the affliction is that of the soul, of the body, and not of the soul?
Correct.
Okay. I would like, from my own physician, and I'll nod over to him, right?
The fire wizard?
Yeah, he's a lot more than that. To accompany us in this meeting, if you can arrange it. At your convenience.
Yeah, you're also dressed like a fire wizard.
I'm a cauterized physician.
Yeah. That goes over well with the royal family. Don't worry, I'm going to burn you well.
Yeah. You'll be a scarred, hideous monster.
That's right. But you'll be healthy.
But you're going to be healthy. I'll cure your pox.
Imagine how the Phoenix works. It will work just like you.
Yeah.
You're truly noble.
He seems
Burn you to ash, and then you will come back.
He seems dubious about that, but is willing to at least make inquiries and see if such could be arranged. You can check with him. He'll be at many of the events of the carnival, or you can give him your location, and he can send word if and when something that comes up.
Do you consider the champion to be a noble man?
Dieter?
Yeah.
He's always had a very good reputation. I was curious about his fighting skills. Honestly, I hardly know him.
Do you and me and anybody of noble character a favor and get him looked at? He's slowing down. He's looking like he's hurt and he's hiding it. So
I trust to his skills and abilities. If he asks for assistance from Ulrich, we can assist. But he's never had cause to come to the church.
we'll have the physician look at him then. The man's hurt. He's hiding it, but the man's hurt.
I wouldn't suggest Luigi speak to him.
No, there's got to be other physicians within the court, though.
No, the Baron removed all of them, and when he brought in Luigi.
And you don't find that suspicious?
It's the Baron's prerogative. I disputed it, but it's not my choice to question him. To question the Graf. Us priests couldn't help the Baron, so the Graf made his decision.
Where did this Pavarotti come from?
Talia.
Oh, that's right. He's Italian. Okay.
Supposedly. Only just right next to Bertone.
Could be a Skaven in disguise.
These three Skavens in a trench coat. I didn't notice it at the orgy.
Yeah, he is pretty Skaven.
He was that good.
Oh my god.
It's that tail that's ramping.
Oh good lord. Okay, alright, well, is there a particular, Ulrich salute?
Oh,
that
sure.
I'll give it back to him in
Okay.
deference and be like,
Okay.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
Okay.
You turned out to be a more reasonable man than I would have expected. So you seem like an honorable man. I just turned around and walked away after that.
Okay.
Well, I may have gotten us an in to seeing the Graf's son. Granted, with Pavarotti's perverted ass standing there, but it might be a way to get you in.
Okay.
Have you look at the sun. Maybe we can avoid this war.
Maybe he has a mental
There's no war brewing.
It'll burn your eyes.
Yeah, war brewing? What are you talking about? As a column of soldiers marches
But there
by.
aren't.
Death to Sigmar!
What do you speak of this war?
I'm a smart guy, but I know
There are
not
no
to look
war
into the
brews.
sun.
That means there's no war.
Okay,
He
so
really doesn't understand that.
I don't know if there was anybody else you wanted to speak to while you guys are here at the Square of Marshals
I wanted to know if anyone took special notice of the arcane markings.
of the arcane markings. Which markings?
That being continually.
Oh no, nobody that you note. Okay. So at noon, the Festival of Fine Ales begins, as does the Fire Breathers of Carolberg show at the stadium. Unless there's something else people wish to do. You have returned with your armor and gear at this point.
Fire, so.
I mean, it sounds like something fun. I gotta be over there anyway.
Fire breathers?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys are heading down to the Fire Breather show.
Was there any markings on that barrel?
Which barrel?
The barrel from last night?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that marking that he described that we all kind of, oh yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Was Ulrich wearing that?
No,
All Ulrich?
I mean
Okay.
he has symbols of Ulrich, but hasn't been modified per se.
Okay. Okay.
Was I specifically told to place it under the stage or place the barrel?
Under the stage, where you did. Okay.
I'm going to swing by the merchant area
Okay.
and pick up a few more additions to my outfit. While my scarf will remain purple,
Okay.
I'm looking for the reddest outfit ever. I mean, if they can't see me bleed.
That's right. You can't see the blood. He must be doing good.
And he's a bull, so maybe it'll distract him.
Yeah.
And I'll get.
I
think
just
it
saw
goes the
this thing
opposite.
today. Old red was mercury. They made red using mercury, so like all
Oh,
the people
sweet.
wearing
So I'm
red
even more
clothing.
silver platter,
Yeah.
So he's,
mercury poisoning.
so he's already dead.
It's all
Yeah.
Um,
Like Jesus.
Okay, so the background of the Fire Breathers. More than a century ago, Duke Rainer von Bildhofen, the great-grandfather of the city's current ruler, ordered a great fire festival to celebrate the centenary, the 100-year anniversary of the of the occasion of his distant relative Magnus the Pious to the imperial throne. Okay. Supposedly based on ancient Teutogan fire rituals in the seat of their ancient kings, it was the spectacle of the year. I mean, it was such a big bonfire. Ever since then, the fire breathers have flocked to the town. This year, the Middenheim's Entertainers Guild has become the greatest center of fire-breathing art in the old world. Wherever they go, Carolberg's spectacular fire breathers attract enormous crowds. Okay? And it's basically a circus of fire breathers type thing. You guys wander around and see all the shows. The show itself is just various pyrotechnics and so forth, with people doing various things. Amongst the show, you spot both Ulrich Schutzmann and Alejandro Fenmaris, a.k.a. F.
I give up.
Harder to another Ulrich.
Hey, that's what F means. Fail.
This is the internal security, the watch commander of the Midnight.
That's the one I already
Yep.
talked to.
Right.
Too many gods here.
Yeah.
So,
Never reach it.
if any of you wish to interact with either of them, let me know. Otherwise, I mean, it's a 1-hour show, and then people drift away and everything gets shut down. The next events for the day are the archery tournament, the Dwarven Valley Choirs, the pageant of Mummers Improvisational Theater, and then at 4 o'clock the Minotaur fights. So you got about an hour or so before you got to be there.
Any fire wizards at the fire breeders' place?
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to talk to them and see how they were doing at the festival and whether or not they've seen any strange stuff also.
Okay. They do comment about your flag that you're carrying around. They say that's an interesting design. Curious why you opted to do that, but sure, that's interesting. Most of these commenters probably wouldn't recognize much of that stuff, but other than that, they seem very, very interested in put it on their show and entertaining people. But in between, just talking with them, they readily admit that they're honestly going broke. This show is costing them quite a bit, and with the upcoming taxes, they're definitely going to lose money on this affair, because the more they earn at the festival, the bigger their taxes are, and they can't possibly make enough to cover everything. Just the fact that the Graph has passed a scroll tax on paper and basic supplies. Such things have gotten very expensive for their basic research.
A dick move. It's like the British Empire all over again.
That's right.
While we're
They can make tea fine.
before 4 o'clock, I'm going to go to just like a smithery, and I want to purchase hammer and nails.
Okay.
So,
You buy a basic work hammer, a collection of nails for 2 copper, 2
Okay.
brass.
and just spend like an hour writing up a bunch of leaflets.
There's no way to know that person.
So you're gonna buy some paper.
Yeah.
That's
thought I
pretty
had it.
expensive.
Okay.
Okay.
Normal price for paper is a silver per sheet. That's normal price.
I have it. I have to have it.
Okay. So how many sheets of paper do you want?
4, please.
4 sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. They charge you a gold.
Can I haggle for that?
You can try. Give me a haggle roll.
You might
I also wanted to talk to them, see if they got in contact with the court wizard
That's what it
and
is.
stuff like
100%.
that,
That's what it says.
and see if
Are you
they
giving me the silver
were
button?
bringing up issues, since the wizards tend to be more of a collective
Why am I fatigued?
thing. Let's see if they haven't proposed any like recounts or revotes or anything equivalent.
Okay. The entertainers here are fairly low-ranking guys. They don't have a lot of access like that. They're basically novices or apprentices that are. There is a higher-ranking guy that's sort of directing them and showing things off. According to him, he's not really sure what the college is doing about the taxes, but the current word is most of the college is upset about it for obvious reasons. Wizards tend to be fairly wealthy, and they use a lot of paper, both of which are not good for wizards. Over the last few weeks, probably a quarter of their number have left the city to go elsewhere. They just can't afford to stay here. Okay.
118.
118? Okay. Sure. Well, how much is a gold? 20 silver, they'll knock it down to 15 silver.
Alright. Fine with that.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do here at the fire festival? He shows it back up later with a hammer, some nails, and some paper.
Oh no.
I got a writing. For the record, I got a writing kit from that.
Okay.
The writing kit he found, and
Okay. I assume you know how to write.
I think I know what he's
Okay.
gonna do.
What do you need all
What
that
can
for?
I do?
Is betting open yet?
for my next level.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Betting's
gonna-
been open for a
I'm
while.
gonna go play some bets.
Okay.
What class are you?
I will.
I'm an agitator.
How much would you like to bet?
I'm gonna put
Rabble rouser.
37 gold.
20 gold. I'm gonna put 20 gold.
37
Yeah,
gold,
you gotta do,
a
man.
blunderbuss,
I'm gonna
and
put-
6 pistols.
I'm
No, I'm
Five.
gonna
He's only
put.
got 5 because he's got one of them.
I'm gonna put.
literally.
Can't believe I
30
didn't get any
gold.
crystals.
30 gold.
On Milton.
Can't
Oh
believe I didn't
my.
get
Oh,
any.
well, there goes it.
There goes the fortune.
Okay, so mark off your 30 gold. I have you written down 30 gold for Milton at 4 to 1.
As the fight was rigged, as he's been poisoned all day, and it's just now taking a back.
I will. I'll approach our engineer
Okay.
and I will let him know that his debt is forgiven, and then I will hand him 4 gold and say, "This is towards your future workshop. I believe you have a great future ahead of you."
Right.
Oh
Making
boy.
ears.
Yeah.
That's
You can make ears.
I'll take that 30 gold we just bet on you too. Thanks though.
Well, hey, if that I don't know he did that bet, but if that bet goes through, you could have one in each place. You could have workshop in many places.
Does anybody else want to place a bet before the competition at this point?
I'm not losing a lot of my money on betting.
Well, if you bet correctly, you'll make money.
Oh, wait, I actually can gamble. Sure, I'll play.
Your gambling skill won't necessarily help
Okay, 98.9%.
because this is not a
quit
game
before
of
they win.
chance.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
If you want to go to the flesh pits or somewhere like that and do some card games, your gambling will help you. If you want to bet on Milton, then you got to give him a buff.
I'll put 10 gold on my
Cribbage.
Go fish.
Yeah, no,
Do you have a nipple?
Anyways, anybody else want to place a bet?
How far is the fire people in debt?
How far are the fire people in debt? They don't give you specifics, but the indications are their show is definitely not going to make money, at which point they're probably going to need to leave the city as well. Okay. From the look of the production, I mean, I don't know how much money you actually have, but it doesn't look like you could necessarily influence that.
I have evaluate skill if you want.
Sure. I mean, it's probably a couple dozen gold that they're standing to lose. I mean, right now their show is basically a street show, and they're taking tips, which most people are donating brass or maybe a silver, and they have to pay for a tax based on their total cumulative value plus penalty for being a wizard and all the paper they have, etc. So they're of the opinion that there's no way they can make any money, but because they're already in town, they can't leave without paying the taxes, and if they stay, they're going to pay the taxes anyways. So they're trying to make the best situation of it and make what pennies they can to try to compensate some as the least penalty. Same as if you're in the town.
It is something.
Clearly, he already does.
But if they leave on the day of the taxes, then they only pay it once.
Well, yeah, I know, but I was talking about.
So what do you actually? Now that
How
you
much
have
was the
gold,
taxes?
Yeah.
What do you do with your XP? Just buff your stats?
Generally.
It was a scale based on
I have
the
100 points today. I spent
amount that you have property-wise, according to the locals.
fellowship. I'm at 20.
Um,
Great.
Currently 52.
taxes.
I thought mine were high. God damn. Well, my fellowship's 62.
Taxes. I forget what it is.
So has he won their game so far? What about the awakening?
Yeah, I forget the actual taxes themselves. So.
What about
My overall thing was I was going to offer to pay their way out of the town and transportation costs to Altor.
Okay.
Get them to open that college and give them connections to start rebuilding at Altor.
Okay.
That was my
Okay, and that's valid. Your estimate with your give me an evaluate roll. Okay.
You got a 16 and still got a 92. Oh.
Can we roll that again?
Just-
Slightly better.
Well,
Okay.
Am I going to get a better result for a roll again?
I
You
don't
got
know.
a 26.
No.
I mean,
You have 75% of the rest of everything.
Roll again. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You good with that? You want to re-roll? Okay. You estimate that they're probably going to stand to lose 20 gold net between the show, their expenses, and the taxes. And it would cost that much for them to relocate to Altdorf, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll give them 20 gold.
Okay. You arrange for that. They seem overjoyed at your generosity and the situation. And as the show starts to wrap up, that wizard that's there starts directing his apprentices to pack everything up. They're leaving town in a few hours.
I'll give them connections also to my library in the section of
His tower.
Yeah.
the tower.
Yeah, they
Did you
comment
your own fucking wizard retinue?
maybe. They
I got all six at once.
they comment that they'll look up whatever her name was, Giselle, when they get to Altdorf.
That's
You're
amazing.
ridiculous.
Nice.
Like 20 gold? Yeah, no problem. I got that here.
Yeah, he just got his own
Oh, and go back to my personal library.
his own party of firebugs.
He burns down the entire world. This one after another.
So now I think we know who the cult leader is.
Well, also
We covered that
you
already.
see, it also incentivizes us. Now there's one less show at the festival, so minute times get affected because the festival's now shrinking as the week goes.
Well, no, there's other fire breathers, but
Okay, but
I mean it doesn't affect the show as such. But
general,
Sure. Yeah, they say they'll make their way to Altdorf, and they're very eager to head out of this area. I mean, it's just not profitable for wizards in this town.
And the stupid ice witches.
That's right. Too cold. Okay, so any other things you guys wish to do at the
Yeah,
fire
let's
breathing?
fight. Let's do it.
Okay. So, just to be sure, you're going to proceed with your plan for the Minotaur fight,
Yes.
or are you going to try to escape into the crowd and not face your fate?
No, I'm gonna face him. I'm gonna face.
Okay.
Face the
So an hour or so before the fight, you go out there. You get situated, etc. Everybody else, you head out to the stands. I believe it was 2 brass for the seats, unless you want to have the higher end seats.
Where is my
Give me
phone?
the
I want to have the closest seat to.
The best seats are the main ones, which are 10 silver.
Are there any? Does the nobility ever watch these?
Yes. There's several notables that tend to show up at these shows.
Okay, I want to go over there.
So that's 10 silver.
And the shield gives 20, right?
You
The,
just mark
Yes.
off a gold for me.
Okay.
Now, just for the 20 silver, so it's easy to figure writing.
Let me write that back down.
thank you.
Just pay for me and get it over with. Just
Okay.
give 'em the whole book. I don't
So, I'm sorry. So is everybody paying 10 silver to sit at the good seats, or are people going elsewhere?
Yeah.
care. I'll take the commoner seat.
Okay, two brass?
I'm specifically sitting away from
Where's my resolve and resilience?
Okay.
majority.
That's fine.
I need that.
Did you mark down how much I
Bet?
bet?
No. Because when I asked, nobody else said they wanted anything.
10 gold.
10 gold. For or against?
For him.
For Milton to win.
For
Oh
Milton.
my goodness, we're gonna lose 40 gold.
Okay.
This
Hey, you
is
made
absurd.
4.
Does anybody else wish to place any bets prior to the start of the competition?
No, I'm not losing my gold. Yeah, I'm gonna bet 6
Show
gold.
my level of confidence.
You're going to bet 6 gold?
3 or 4 Milton.
Oh my god.
George, 6 gold.
It's the money he gave me.
It's the daggers that I handed him.
Okay. Now, like I said, mark off that gold.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. No, I meant for them who is placing the
yeah.
bet. You get your bet plus winnings back if you win, or you get 0 if you do not.
It's his fault if he.
Mine's a show of confidence.
Okay.
You have just
Show of
6 gold.
confidence that he doesn't see.
Hey, he'll see me. He'll see my pocket.
I want to make sure the purple hand's watching.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make the sweet mask out of my scarf. It's like the
Like Zorro.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I'm gonna totally cut eye
Purple
holes in it.
Zorro mask.
Yep, and then it tied off in the back,
Okay.
and then my red outfit that I purchased today. Yep,
Okay. So shortly before the show starts, there's the usual fanfare, so etc. In the noble box, there is Ulrich Schutzmann, Natasha Sinlich, Goddard Wallenstein,
Yeah, got it.
and Sasha Rothbert.
Sasha, you came.
Okay.
Sasha, you came. Good job.
They have all come to watch the current show.
And you said Natasha something? Natasha.
Uh-huh. You also spot Lady Heinfeld, who is there with them as well.
I can't keep track of all these fucking people.
That's why I gave you a list of all the NPCs.
I thought you
There's
had.
Natasha. And
Here's the
Hold on.
list.
Did I-
I've got my own.
oh, Lady Heinfeld. Oh,
She's
Oh.
she's in attendance as well.
yeah. I can see him from where I'm standing. On
Oh
the
yeah,
diagram.
they have like the
Maybe
prime
for a
seats.
friend.
Yes, yes. What's up, sweetheart? How you doing? We match.
So they're there. Their bodyguards, assistants, etc., are just off the stage behind them. Go ahead and give me perception checks for everybody. Well, technically everybody.
Even since I'm not in the,
If you're not there, then no.
I'm in the. No, I'm.
You're in the stands. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
No.
So who's in the good seats versus the bad seats?
I'm the only
I'm
one
in the
that
good
has-
seats.
Okay, you're in the bad seats.
No,
There
I'm.
we go.
Oh,
43, no perception.
Well, you probably low
118.
key shit yourself
118.
too.
Okay.
Oh no,
I got a
I'm
118.
sipping bugberry.
126.
126. Okay. So several things are notable.
How did I get a 29?
A, Lady Heinfeld, you notice is still wearing her wide-brimmed hat with a purple feather.
Right. She
Okay.
was the one that had all the bruisers with her.
She has the bruisers. They're behind. They're standing just behind her. They're present as well.
Mhm.
One of them is glaring towards your section of the stands. You're not sure exactly who they're looking at, but they seem to be staring at somebody specific.
Okay.
Okay. She seems completely distracted by the fight, focused entirely on that.
I mean, I am not.
Sure, and you're her boyfriend, so
Yeah.
there's the whole
Is-
thing.
Is a little priesty guy here screaming, doing
Ulrich?
his thing?
Oh, Carlton.
Well,
yeah.
you haven't seen him for the last 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay.
He got stabbed.
Now you, sitting in the stands, watching the show, the initial fanfare, the trumpets, etc., you feel eyes sort of burning into your back, and looking over, you see one of those bruisers, the one that you're familiar with, staring at you with a death glare the entire time. Although he is supposedly keeping watch for threats and everything, he doesn't seem to take his eyes off of you at all.
I'm gonna give him a smile and look back at the crowd.
Okay. And so, everybody else on the stage looks pretty much as you would expect. They're very interested. Sasha's sitting behind the rest of the group, relaxed, but you get a sense that he's on alert, but casual from his skills. The rest of them seem to be interested and are talking amongst themselves about different things.
Sasha.
Rothbert.
I don't actually think he's on that list.
Is on here, yeah.
No, I had to add him.
Correct.
He's so secretive.
He is. He's not. He's so secretive. He's not even on the list.
New person unlocked.
Okay.
Finish him.
Any interactions you guys want to do before the fight starts, or any last minute bets?
You gonna yell at people again? I was
Why
scared
would
to
they
see him
yell at?
looking
Why would
at
I
me.
yell at anybody?
Sasha.
That was him.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it?
that was me, and then I apologize for my
Oh,
rudeness.
okay.
And then came
Okay.
and watched me.
I'll
Go ahead and give me another round of perception checks, just in case.
as he gets ready, right? I'll make a show of making a prayer to Sigmar,
Okay.
not actually calling a prayer down for
Right.
him.
Just a general.
Just a general prayer
Yeah.
for.
123.
Oh,
I rolled a 1.
One. Okay.
120.
136.
Okay. The three of you that succeed As they're finishing up the statements and speeches and things like that, getting ready for the show, you hear a couple of people wander by and say, "Can you believe it? They're giving a 5-to-1 odds for that guy now."
That doesn't change his betting odds, though, right? You have to bet again if you want the 5-to-1.
Oh, sure.
Hey,
That's how it works.
99% of gamblers quit before they win big.
So, if you made the perception check,
No.
you have the time if you want to place another bet.
No, I can't be that greedy. I can't do it.
I want chucking 5 gold.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Boy,
dealing.
I'm gonna be the richest in our group because everyone just
No,
bets all their money.
I still got 20 gold left.
Okay, now, are you betting for Milton to win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did he go from 5?
Either he's dead.
Because they've seen Hellraiser as my
That's a
guess.
fair point. I'm gonna go.
You want to put some more in?
I have 37 right now. I'm happy with
No,
that.
I'm scared of you, not Hellraiser. It's like either he's dead, and then we don't have to return the money to him anyway.
I'm gonna do 7 gold at 5-to-1.
So that 7 more gold.
If you win.
And this
For
is
Milton?
for Milton or against?
4.
Well, I mean, it's the 5 times before the moon truck.
If you win, we retire.
No.
So,
Yeah.
The whole group can retire if I win.
if
Hellraiser.
you lose,
Or you can afford the next week in town.
Or they
Yeah,
can.
like I said, not really. We've had more money than what we're gonna earn out of these bets.
Well,
I don't know about that,
My
but
hammer costs as much as what I've bet so
Right,
far if
okay.
I win.
Yeah.
It's too bad the
I for-
taxes are percentage.
Yeah, my sword has
based.
as well.
I forget.
that's why you got to solve the mystery before the taxes are due.
if we win with that 40 gold we
That's
bet,
the motivation.
we would get 240 back.
I can appreciate that, but I also gotta. You also forget I spent 150 fucking gold on this hammer.
You should bet that.
No.
You can get 5 hammers.
You get 5 mystical hammers, man.
You just tie them all together.
5 relics just appear out of nowhere.
Is there any other bets for those who made the perception that you want to put in at 5-to-1?
There was like 4 nails of Aquinas out there.
You could get the other 4.
Are they
I'm
giving
only
us?
betting on you
tickets or
because
Yeah, they're
I
giving
need
you a
over
ticket.
100 gold
I will
to
keep
retire.
it. Both those
Can I
tickets
draw new tickets?
in my fist,
That, however you want to keep
so
it.
nobody can fucking steal it. I've got them in my fist the whole time.
That's an important thing given the presence of thieves guilds and so forth. So,
Yep.
okay.
So, shield hand.
Shield in your hand.
How do
you-
you,
you
feel
get-
bag that
you
he
prove that
said
you bet money?
had the
Yeah.
first.
They give you tickets.
He gave me
saying
2
you
and
bet
said,
X
take this
amount.
one first.
Oh.
And
Okay.
this one if you have to.
Okay.
I keep it in my hand in case I need it. I'm not gonna
Okay.
take it immediately because it's like a fast acting.
It's relatively fast acting, yes. So you got maybe 5 minutes or so before it kicks in.
Okay.
Okay, now in the preparation area, you're on one side of the auditorium or of the arena. They come through, they make sure you don't have any gear, etc. They're specifically inspecting you. They have a priest and what appears to be a wizard checking you for any influences or any other adjustments.
Gotcha.
So the question I have is, do you want to take the drugs now or
yeah.
try to slip them through?
I will leave the second dose. I don't think I'm gonna need it, and I don't want to be addicted anyway. So I'm really hoping this actually has the drugs in it.
So you're only going to take one, and
I'm
you're
gonna-
going to take it before they
I'm
get
gonna
to you.
take it, and I'm gonna store the other one in the area I'm in, just off
sure.
to the side
That's easy.
where I can
Okay.
recover later.
So
if I
you
need it.
take
Just toss them.
one of the mystery drugs.
Yes.
Okay. And
You die.
then they check you over. Like I said, they offer
full
you your
constitution.
choice of a hand weapon, and I believe you wanted to select a falchion.
Yep. The falchion.
They give you a normal wooden shield,
The full size shield. Not
Normal
the,
shield, yeah.
Okay.
but it's made out of wood, not metal.
Yep.
It does have several large gouges in it.
Yeah. I mean,
Seems used, but after you tighten up the strap and everything,
That's
it
my old
fits.
shield.
Yeah, maybe.
it's got human hair in it.
It's a strange rectangular or triangular shape.
Yeah.
But
Actually, might be my old shield.
they make sure you don't have any other gear, any other stuff. They check you over. The wizard wiggles his fingers at you.
I would back at him.
Yeah.
Like I
The priest comes up, gives you a prayer to Ulrich. Doesn't have any actual effect,
Okay.
but they basically check you for magical influence and so forth. and then they escort you down to the gates, where you're eventually escorted out onto the grounds. The rest of you out in the stands, you see Milton, now dressed with a purple mask across his eyes.
I cut eye holes in my sweet scarf.
Yeah.
In it, like a
Holding a falchion, which is like 3 times heavier than any weapon he's used to using, and a shield, which he's rarely ever used.
I'll get my money back.
but I do it jacked up.
He walks out. You get the sense that he feels a little bit off balance. There's something not right about him. Okay? He steps out onto the crowd, out onto the dirt,
Psychedelic.
and at the far side of the thing, there's a cheer as the gate rolls up, and a tall 7-foot minotaur, 2 large horns, jet black fur, and a large stone maul that it carries in 2 hands. Steps out, looks at him, roars a little bit, and starts pounding on the ground with his foot. And we'll stop there for
You
today.
say with
I
his
knew
foot?
you were gonna
Did you
fucking
say
do
with
that.
with
It's
his foot or with
With his hoof.
It's a he.
Yes. Okay. Now,
You're
He
gonna
died
charm
of an
her?
angry woman.
the other
By an
piece
angry
of
woman.
the other piece of this is, sorry, I forgot about it. Before they release the Minotaur
Yeah.
and you to start the fight,
Yes.
over on a side gate, Carlton emerges carrying the banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlton. Side gate, like in the.
He's walking out into the middle of the arena. He apparently has a speech to give. We will cover that as well next
I'm gonna be
time.
in so much trouble with the church.